complex.
बोले क्या हो गया।
Hello and a very good morning to Prairie View Cricket Complex, the beautiful facility here just outside of Houston, and we are here for an exciting week of cricket. This is time for Houston Open 2025, and we are all in readiness for the start of the tournament. The opener coming your way is between Samp Army and Knight Riders United. Toss happened just a while ago. Monali was there with both the captains. Let's join her and see what happened at the coin toss.
Welcome to Prairie View Cricket Complex. We're here for the Houston Open 2025. Game number one, we've got Samp Army taking on Knight Riders United. I've got the two captains beside me, Manoj Acharya and Jesse Singh, and our match referee, Mr. James, ready for the toss. Give the coin a flip.
Tails.
Tails is a call. And tails it is. Jesse Singh, you've won the toss. What are you going to be doing first?
We're going to ball first. I think given the conditions, there's a bit of dew on the field, and obviously it's overcast. And with the breeze, I think we can probably make the best of bowling first.
And now you've just come in from the IPL. You've just beat Canada. Is that some of the confidence that you're going to be bringing into your team, leading them this time around?
Yeah, I think it's definitely cricket is a game of momentum, and when you are winning games, you want to carry that throughout. And it's also, important to share the experience back with the young guys. We have a lot of young boys. I wouldn't really call them beginners. They've been around for a lot, but they're young. But I think we have a good team, so yeah, I'm just going to back them and look to play best cricket.
Well, thanks a lot and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Manoj, unlucky to have not won the toss. Had you won the toss, what would you have done?
I would have definitely bowled as well. Like he said, overcast, and first wicket is always going to look to have a little more juice, which we would want to exploit it as well. Given that, but no regrets, so we'll plan accordingly.
And what are some of the preparations have been like coming into the tournament?
Regular stuff. We've not been able to practice together, but we all came in together. But we had a discussion yesterday, and over the course of a week, we've been talking about strategies and stuff. Hopefully, it's time for us to execute what we've been planning as well.
Well, thank you so much, and best of luck to you as well. And there you have it, the news out of the middle. It is United that has won the toss, and they're going to be having a bowl first.
Hello. Good.
Surprises there at the toss. A little bit of green grass on the pitch and blustery conditions here. Jesse Singh winning the toss and electing to bowl first. It'll be an intriguing session of play here because, like I just said, when we went earlier in the middle, there was plenty of grass on the middle, and the condition definitely seemed pretty familiar for pace bowling. There's a bit of a cloud cover as well in Jesse Singh. The experienced Jesse Singh made the call, and it seems like he has the ball in his hand. Two umpires for this game, McQueen Frederick and Myron James, are also getting ready to take up their position as Jesse Singh is looking to have the ball in his hand to start the proceedings. And alongside me in the comm box to start the proceedings is Mr. Nikhil Bhatt, the local from here, Houston. A very good morning and a warm welcome.
Good morning, Faisal. Thank you. Exciting day here. We are here at the beautiful Prairie View cricket fields. As Faisal mentioned, Jesse Singh has won the toss, decided to bowl. Tad overcast, not the usual.
The thing with the pitch is, though, that it is pretty dry. So the batters who can ride the early storm probably will have something to say. There are still runs in this pitch, it looks like it, because it's pretty dry and hard underneath. It'll be very, very interesting session. Jesse will look to get some movement and that bounce. He's very tall and one of the fastest bowlers around here in United States, fresh from his exploits in the North American Cup, where the USA triumphant, winning the title. And quite a few players are coming back. Long flights, busy schedules, but they made it in time for this opener. A couple of fields that we're using today for this Houston Open. It's another game being played in the field just behind us, but we're bringing commentary to you for this game, and later on in the tournament we'll be bringing commentary to you from both the fields.
Yeah, the two beautiful cricket fields, PV5 and PV6. I mean, excellent facilities here, and kudos to the ground staff. They've worked a lot behind the scenes, and here we are for this big tournament, the Houston Open, Game 1 being streamed, and it's Samp Army versus Knight Riders United. So it'll be starting in a couple of minutes. The batters getting ready, the fielders are in position, and we'll have the first ball in a few seconds.
Interesting to see what kind of field Jesse Singh will have. He's actually running into the wind as well. The wind is blowing right across his left shoulder towards his right. Very strong wind, I have to say. Jesse has chosen to go into the wind, and we're all in readiness. Just the one slip in place, not overly attacking.
Yep, he's got one slip in place, third man outside the circle, and a deep backward square. Those are the two fielders we see outside the circle. And as you said, he's running into the wind, so this will be an interesting one.
That's why false start on the first delivery. Jesse Singh in the past used to have a lot of problems with his front foot, and this wind, that's why probably he's chosen to come into the wind, because with the wind he might have gotten over the line. Here we go.
In comes Jesse Singh. First ball, well bowled outside the off stump, beating the batter. Dot ball to start. Good start here. Alright, so yeah, excellent conditions here, and from Jesse, the captain, he's won the toss, decided to bowl leading from the front. He would ideally like a couple of wickets here in the power play. That would be the perfect start, and from the batting team's perspective, they would obviously like to make use of the power play and get some runs going.
You think with these conditions and having won the toss, Jesse would be attacking a little bit more. Wide slip, little bit of movement, but in the air and just away from that fielder at third. He's looking to get it a lot straighter or squarer, but it went behind square. First run of Houston Open 2025.
Yeah, I mean, good ball that one, going away from the right-handed batter. He tried to play the extra cover drive as mentioned by Faisal. It went behind square. Luckily for him, it did not go into the hands of third man. It was away from the third man fielder, and runs on the board here for the batting team.
Just a little bit of a delay in the digital scoring getting started.
Just let me know when I go in. I'll go in then, like when I need to talk.
So tell us, Nikhil, how often do you come here? I've been coming here from I think 2018, when this facility was brand new.
That's
and
awesome.
I've seen it grow over the years. Tell me about your experiences of coming here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a local here, as you mentioned initially. So I moved to Houston in 2021, and I come here. I mean, at least 10 to 15 times in a year to play some matches. In fact, we most likely have a game this Sunday on one of these fields. So we'll be playing in the Houston Cricket League. There's a match scheduled, and besides that, we have a lot of tournaments which happen locally. I played a tournament last week. We had 2 games at the Prairie View Cricket Fields. So excellent facilities. I mean, like you mentioned, you've seen this field growing, and to be where it is now. I mean, kudos to the officials for the way they have worked behind the scenes, I believe.
Yeah, and talk about the official man on your screen. Just went away from your picture, Mangesh.
Yep.
He's been at the forefront of this facility from the very beginning, sorting out things. He's always busy.
Yep.
Look at him.
Yeah,
He needs more hands, I think.
He does. He works tirelessly behind the scenes. I mean, when there is rain forecasted, he ensures, like, the covers are on. He's diligently working hard, and a very selfless man who's given a lot to Houston and to cricket in US, I believe.
Definitely. Fitting tribute. You absolutely said it correctly, Nikhil.
And I mean, the thing is, like, he's always so passionate. Like, if there is any tournament we want to make it happen, he will never say no. He'll try to see how we can make it happen, how we can work it out. And that's where he's built this team where they are so diligent. They are, like, working on the pitch, trying to have the covers on and giving these facilities. And that's where we see these games so frequently, different tournaments here at the beautiful Prairie View Cricket Field.
And definitely the tribute should also be given to the couple of others around the country. There's one not too far away from here in Houston, and then there's different parts of the country. There's a lot of and you can dive around on those fields, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, the grass is lush green, and as you saw there, this was a good cover drive, but an excellent save by the fielder in the cover region, certainly stopping a couple of runs, if not a boundary. So this is a good start here from the bowler, and a couple of good shots from the batters as well.
Jesse Singh is getting a little bit of shape. That's why he's looking to keep the ball full. That was on the right line as well. Almost squared him up.
Yeah, that was spot on. Like you said, he's getting some shape away from the right-handed batter. You saw that ball curving away, and in the end played with soft hands by the batter, ensuring it did not carry to first slip. So this is good going. Jesse Singh, couple of dot balls here in this over so far.
Bit too straight on that occasion for a single. Imran Khan Jr., the fielder at square leg. Quite a few household names in this Knight Riders lineup. Nitish Kumar is there. Of course, we're in Houston, so Shuja Naqvi is a local. And that is actually Samp that I'm talking about, the team that's batting, obviously led by Manoj Acharya. But if you go back to the Knight Riders, they have the likes of Jesse Singh, Usman Rafiq, who's a player coach. Interesting role for him in this championship. Back of a length. We'll see off the first over of Houston Open 2025, and it's 2 for none for Samp. Raza Hassan, the left arm spinner from Pakistan. It's probably the first time I'm seeing him on this circuit. He's a prolific bowler in his heyday. See how much he's into it these days. Bowls with the new ball generally in this format. Very tight control, good variations. Interesting little test up for Jariwala and Nitish. First one was short and wide and put away, and despite the thick grass, it has run away and got over the fence. First boundary of Houston Open.
Yeah, that's a good start here for Nitish. He gets his first boundary, and this one the ball kicked up a bit. He tried to play the cut shot, and he slashed and slashed hard, and it went to the third man boundary for 4. A good shot in the end, a boundary to start. Raza Hassan, as you mentioned, he moved to Houston recently, and this here went over the head of slip and gone towards the third man boundary. First 4 of the match.
It traveled pretty okay when we went to the middle in the morning. The grass seemed pretty thick and a little bit of dew around as well. First indication, pretty good outfield in terms of the pace. Raza a good comeback. Though the last boundary,
Yep.
Nitish got a boundary, but it wasn't convincing. But there was hint of turn for Raza Hassan in that second delivery. He's got a slip in place. This time 2 straight, worked away neatly.
Yeah, there is a fielder at deep mid wicket, so easy single in the deep. So rotation of strike here from Rahul and I beg your pardon, Nitish. And now we have Rahul back on strike for the third ball of the over.
Early indication have been that there was movement and there's a hint of turn. When we get into this power play, the batters would really need to make a decision at the halfway stage of the power play that what they reckon is a good total and how they should go about the remainder of the power play. At the moment, sitting back, having a look, nothing wrong with that, especially first game of the tournament and a brand new pitch.
Yeah, I agree. And this one, a quick single towards mid-on. Quick single towards mid-on, the previous ball. Next ball here, Raza. This is played towards covers. It's a dot ball. That's the end of the second over. 9 for no loss. We'll be back in a few seconds.
Nitish Kumar, obviously a household name on this circuit. Who can forget his exploits during the World Cup? It's just amazing to see. It's almost a year ago. How quickly the time has flown by. Obviously last year was a fantastic year for USA cricket, hosting the World Cup and then doing so well was the icing on the cake.
Absolutely, what a campaign last year for the USA team, and as you mentioned, they've won the North America Cup recently, so the path is certainly going upwards, and hopefully USA cricket will scale this.
Beautifully played. Gorgeous timing. Leg stump half wall, you're right, but it was put away in great style by Nitish Kumar.
Yeah, that just shows his class here. This was a half volley and picked the gap beautifully between mid-on and mid-wicket. Take a look at the replay. This ball flicked away with class and timing, and that's a glorious 4 here for Nitish Kumar. Yeah, he's looking really good here, Faisal.
Yeah, that'll give him a lot of confidence. That boundary was a streaky one in the last over against Raza, but this one just came right out of the meter of the bat, and now it has prompted a change in field as well. Slip has quickly disappeared. It's a fielder at 45 inside the ring, and now mid-wicket has gone back. Or is it long gone? Long gone, in fact. Two straight and a wide. Jesse Singh reacting to what Nitish did, and an extra run for the Samp Army.
Got some bat away from the fielder at short fine. No one behind the fielder at short fine. Yeah, there's a fielder at deep square leg, but this one, a glance probably would have gone towards fine leg. Next ball coming up.
First time trying the middle of the pitch. Jesse Singh got good bounce on that.
Yeah, he glided this away, trying to play it towards deep backward point, but a good stop by the fielder there, preventing the easy single.
Like we just mentioned earlier about the hardness and the dryness of the pitch underneath that green grass, that would allow for the ball to bounce and evenly, and that will make for some good stroke play. It's just early doors yet, and if the batters can get in, I'm pretty good order, it seems, earlier on in this championship.
Yeah, and he's really looking good here. And also Jesse Singh bowling to his field. He got the fielder inside the circle from deep point, and now he's got a packed cordon there, and he's keeping the ball there and thereabouts outside the off stump.
Good comeback after that boundary from Jesse. But there you go, charges him down the wicket and taking the man on at long on and clearing him with ease. Some strike that was. And Jesse saying, hands on hips, didn't know what hit him, because Nitish really took him by surprise by advancing down the wicket and making a solid connection. There you go, beautifully picked up.
Yeah, excellent shot this by Nitish. There was a fielder at long on, but he backed himself to clear him, and clear him certainly did. What timing, what class. 1-4 in this over and a 6. Ominous signs here for the opposition with the way Nitish has started here, Faisal.
Yeah, another indication of how good that pitch is, because this one was not a half volley. He hit it on the rise and it carried a long way. Ball hunt, I think, going on.
Yep, there's a ball hunt going on, and like you mentioned, this was not a half volley, so he stepped out a couple of steps and then connection was to the fore. And like you mentioned, the bounce is good, consistent, so the wicket looks good, and so far it's been a good start. We are in the third over, we've seen some boundaries, and looking forward to some good cricket overall in this game, Faisal.
We expect to see a lot more during the whole week. Obviously the tournament runs through the week and the final will be on Sunday. 8 teams participating in this year's Houston Open. The competition is cutthroat and all the games will be very, very exciting, because the teams are pretty balanced, and we're here for some excellent cricket. What are you looking out for? What is your main thing that is really exciting you about this year's championship, Nikhil?
Yeah, I think the big takeaway here would be the skill set on offer in general across this tournament. We have some professionals playing this tournament, some local players, some youngsters. So there will be a lot of learning for the young kids, and the experience, like we were talking about, the way USA Cricket has done in the World Cup and then the North America Cup. So all that experience will be seen in front of our eyes through these amazing players. We have Nitish Kumar, Unmukh Chand, and many others playing this tournament. So I believe overall it's a complete package for everyone who's following this tournament to see some amazing cricket with bat and ball, and not to forget the fielding exploits that we would be seeing with all these amazing professionals playing this tournament here, Faisal.
So the teams participating in this year's Houston Cup 2025, as we still wait for the ball to be retrieved. Atlanta Fire, obviously another household name when it comes to this circuit. Mustang Academy, the Samp Army also, they have been a regular fixture. Seattle Thunderbolts, another one of those formidable side. The Houston Stars, obviously this tournament being played in Houston, which has become really the hub of cricket in the country. Raider Gladiators, the Knight Riders, Clarion Eagles, and when you go through the rosters of all these teams, there's some household names, some big stars, and that's why when I say that
are getting these opportunities, and we are looking forward to an exciting tournament. You're talking about the other stadium here, that's the Musa Cricket Stadium, now the Kingsman Arena, ICC approved stadium. So as you mentioned, Houston being one of the hubs for cricket in US, Prairie View Cricket Fields and the Musa Cricket Stadium, the Kingsman Arena, we have in all 8 turf wickets here. So there is a lot of good cricket on offer in Houston, and the weather is nice overall. I mean, in general, it's always hot and humid in Houston, so the fitness is tested for the players. But I mean, excellent conditions, facilities, the ground staff, they work hard behind the scenes. We have some really good umpires across Houston. Since a lot of tournaments are conducted within Houston, we do see a lot of support from volunteers, youngsters coming here to watch these games, and overall it's a great vibe for cricket, and it's good to see the way these tournaments are conducted. There's a lot of professionalism involved. There is streaming, broadcasting, and just like overall we see some great stuff behind the scenes, which gives us an opportunity to see these players in action. As we see, the ball is back now, and it will be Jesse Singh. He's adjusting his field here. He's getting the fielders back in position. We see deep square leg moving towards deep mid wicket, almost cow corner now, and the second fielder outside is long on. Final
20 for none into the third over. Jesse Singh, well, he didn't do a lot wrong in this over, still went for 10, then 4 and a 6, and then the wide to go with it. 3 done, 20 for none.
Yeah, we see one of our young kids here on camera, Arir Ali. He's a local from Houston, a really talented kid. I've played with and against him, and he's a really good batter, a very good off spinner. And I was talking about the youngsters, so definitely one to watch out for here in this tournament. There are many other talented kids locally and who have come here from outside Houston, so we'll definitely be looking forward to having them in action as we see the next ball of the first over here.
In the air, but in the gap. It will run away. Fielder will get a chance to get to it.
Yeah, this one was played in the gap between mid wicket and mid on, not quite getting the timing this time.
It's back. This one runs away off the edge again. Probably slightly more in control than the previous one. This time it's Rahul Jariwala, but it won't go to the boundary. Just plugs inside the thick outfield here at Prairie View.
Yeah, couple of runs. This one outside the off stump, a tad quicker by Raza, and opening the face of the bat, playing it slightly away from the fielder at first slip. As we see now, first slip is out and it's gone towards short third behind at 45. Next ball of the over here, Raza. This is well bowled, glided away towards backward point, trying to take the quick single, not quite there. Good stuff by the fielder, covering the ground, preventing that single here. Raza continuing here. He's coming left arm around, bowling to Nitish. This time well bowled, flicked away towards mid-on for a single by Nitish. He's got off to a start here. He's raced on to 18 of 15 here, Faisal.
Yeah, it's a good start. Thing is, he needs to capitalize on that. He's done the hard yards. Starting off on a fresh wicket, not easy. He's seeing the ball hit the middle of the bat. And that is where good players make good use of this kind of starts here. And there is no doubt that Nitish Kumar is a very, very good player.
Absolutely, there's no question about it. 25 on the board, final ball of the fourth over coming up here.
Nice tight lines from Raza Hassan. He's bowled well inside the power play. Gone only for 12 in his 2, 25 for none after 4. Imran Khan is the new bowler with his bag of tricks. He has many variations of his slow deliveries. He can get them through alright, but he made a name for himself through those variations. Eventually actually played for Pakistan in the white ball format. Starts off with a pace on delivery, stuttering kind of run up. You won't associate that kind of a run up with an international fast bowler, but that's his uniqueness. That is how he played his cricket and really fooled many a batters. That was that variation. Went through with the shot was Rahul Jariwala and painstakingly watched that ball as he hoped it won't hit the stumps, and it went perilously close to that off stump.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were talking about, Faisal. His variation, his deception, and his skill set on offer here for the captain and for his team. Imran Khan, a really good bowler here.
Another slow delivery. Fielder sitting deep inside the ring, so opportunity for a single. But that's what I was talking about. Imran, he just has this ability to disguise his slow deliveries so well that even the best just could not read him. I'm sure there will be a time where some batters will get hold of him, but he's very skillful, no doubt. This one has been played brilliantly. How good was that? Not even a half volley. Hit on the rise and over that fielder. This is terrific batting.
Yeah, that's an excellent shot here by Nitish Kumar. He's picked up the pace of this ball beautifully, playing it over the head of the bowler. There's no one at long off, just one fielder at long on, and he's placed it to perfection. 6 runs all the way. Take a look at the replay here. This one straight over the head of the bowler and going outside the boundary for a glorious 6. What a shot this by Nitish. He's looking really, really good here. Raced on to 24 of just 17 with a few boundaries.
That was an incredible shot. Really. Pace on, you'd have to say. Imran bowled it with a slight pace on, but it came onto the bat beautifully. But if we get a chance to have a look again, how beautifully Nitish Kumar held his shape. He looks in supreme touch, and when you're in such kind of balance, you show that kind of balance. It also tells that you're in very, very good form.
Yep, and you're talking about Imran Khan. He plays a lot of cricket here in Houston locally, so he's used to these grounds, the pitches. So I'm sure he'll come back strong here. His experience, he will use it in this match and in this tournament as we get ready for the next ball.
He's got the long off back now. Digs it into the middle of the pitch. A bit of a sluggish running there from Rahul. I think Nitish wanted to, but Rahul said no.
Yeah, just a single. So Rahul is on 7 of 11 balls, and Jesse Singh, I mean, they've not got a wicket, but he would not mind this start, Faisal. I mean, we're in the 5th over here, 33 on the board in the power play.
I think it's a very good start for Samp Army because they haven't lost a wicket. They were put in, and they're building a platform to launch from. And in these formats, on the way the pitch is played, if they build a solid enough platform, they can really launch into it and score a big total in this opening game. Imran once again goes through Nitish Kumar with lack of pace. 5 done is 33 for none.
Alright, so 5 overs, 33 for no loss, and now I have with me my co-commentator joining us for today, Monali Patel. Welcome, Monali. Nice to have you here in the commentary box.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Yeah, first game here of Houston Open 2025, and what a start this is. 33 runs on the board, and it looks like the batters are just getting started. Nitish Kumar, 25 of 18. He's come on, and he showed all his class. playing all the way around the park. And excellent to have Rahul playing alongside him. He can watch the experience of Nitish Kumar on the other end.
As we see, there's a change in bowling here. Another left-arm spinner coming in, this time on the off stump. It's a dot ball to start for the new bowler. 33 on the board, and final over of the power play here, Monali.
They certainly have made good use of the power play, haven't they?
Absolutely. It's Ali who's come into the attack. Second ball of the 6th over here. The quicker ball played towards point for a quick single. So it will be 34 on the board. And this is a different type of left arm spinner compared to Raza, I would say, Monali, because he's a tad quicker almost every ball.
Yeah, got a bit of height behind him as well, able to get a bit of more bounce as he hits the deck. This has been the impressive part for me with the batting, though. It's not just the reliance on big shots, it's the rotation of strike as well. They've looked to hit those gaps, they've called well, they've run well, and they've been able to create the opportunities to put the big ones away.
Absolutely, as we see the next ball here from Ali Sheikh, and this time it's well bowled. It's a dot ball, but I agree with you. I mean, it's very important to have a good understanding as top order batters. Rotation of strike is equally important along with the boundaries when it comes to getting a big partnership together. As we see, we're getting ready for the next ball. Ali Sheikh coming left arm around to Nitish Kumar. This time angled in, and it's played again towards backward point. They're thinking of a quick single in the end, making it easily. This is what we were talking about, good understanding, Monali.
Yeah, call early, back up. And from the time that you hear that call, you've got to run across. For any juniors are watching this is some really good cricket. Good example of what you want to be doing when you're standing at the non-strikers, getting that lead into it.
Final ball of the power play, giving himself some room, but straight to covers. 6 overs done, power play up, 36 for no loss, and we'll be back in a few seconds.
There's a signal for the end of the power play. 6 overs gone, 36 runs on the board.
Yep, the field will be spreading out now, and we might see the conventional 5 fielders out most likely, but we'll wait for it. We do see long on, and there's a deep mid wicket. We see a fielder at sweeper cover, and there is a fielder at deep square leg so far. I'm sure long off might go back, but we'll just wait what happens. We do see fielder going out towards wideish long off. So those are the 5 fielders outside. Inside the circle we have short third, backward point, covers, and short fine. That's the field setup here. First ball after the power play. It will be Imran Khan to Nitish Kumar. Glided away towards backward point. It's a dot ball. This is smart bowling by Imran. Monali, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, not allowing for the batters to get onto that front foot, just keeping it back of a length.
Yeah, and I mean, he's very deceptive, as we were talking earlier as well. He varies his pace, doesn't quite give you something in your arc. But Nitish, I'm sure he's up for it. They've faced a lot. He's faced Imran a lot. This time again picked up. We have a fielder outside at long off. They won't mind this singles, I would say, from here on. The bowling team, what do you think about this?
You know, singles are deceptive though, because they do start to add up, and what it does is it continually brings the batters into more confidence.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with you. I mean, with singles, the two runs of the first 3 balls after the power play. 37 on the board. In fact, 38. Nitish batting on 28 and Rahul on 9 so far.
It's a fairly cool morning too, isn't it? I mean, I know you've spoken about how it can get very hot here and really test the fitness of the players, but there's a nice breeze out this morning, overcast conditions.
Yeah, the conditions are certainly good. Again, varying his pace. They're going for the quick single towards backward point. In the end, making it relatively easily. That's good understanding there. And there was no hesitation from the non-striker Nitish. He wanted to get that single, and he's made it. Let's take a look at the replay.
Bale's certainly come off on this. It'll be interesting to see just how close, in quite comfortably in the end.
Yep, he was in there, and again not quite getting the timing because of the lack of pace given by Imran Khan here. He's in his second over, given away 11 runs so far, but there's been no wicket. Current run rate 5.85 as we see Rahul facing Imran Khan. Fifth ball of Imran Khan's second over here. 39 on the board. This time it's beautifully picked up and it's played away from the fielder at sweeper cover. A couple of runs towards extra cover. Waiting for that one and playing it in the gap. Good shot this by Rahul. Not quite getting the boundary, but couple of runs nevertheless, Monali.
Yeah, trying to go up and over this time through the offside. Just didn't get the timing, and probably in his favor because there was a fielder deep at the boundary.
Imran Khan coming in. Again, lack of pace, a single towards long off. So 6 runs of the first over after the power play. 7 done, 42 on the board, and we'll be back in a few seconds. Alright, so 42 on the board, 7 overs done, 10 wickets in hand. They certainly have the platform from here, Monali, to go for some big shots. I mean, 13 overs to go.
You're going at 6 runs and over, all their wickets in hand. And this is what I meant. When you've got your wickets in hand, you continue to rotate the strike. It might not seem like they're getting the boundaries and they're scoring a lot of runs, but they continue to add up, and it's a confidence booster.
Yep, good point. As we see Ali Sheikh continuing here. This time he tries to play it over cover. What happened over here, Monali?
Yeah, welcome boundary. 12 off 17. It's been a bit slow going for Rahul, so he will welcome this. Gave himself some room as well, just backing away ever so slightly. Placement was good. You got to take your chances. It's T20 cricket.
Yep, handy boundary here. So a 4 to start this over. Rahul on 16 now. This time again giving himself some room, playing it towards sweeper cover for a single. This is the first over for Ali Sheikh after the power play. So he's got 5 fielders out, long on, long off, deep mid wicket, deep square leg, and a fielder at deep point. We have the third ball. It will be Nitish on strike, batting on 29. Ali Sheikh coming left arm around. This time picked up beautifully, and he's played it towards extra cover. It's gone all the way for 6. What a shot by Nitish Kumar. That's exactly what we were talking about. He's looking in good touch, and that was a treat to see this shot, Monali. We'll see when the replay comes up.
Well, that wasn't just any ordinary shot. That was a shot of confidence, control, and power. It's very hard to go up and over and go all the way for 6 through the covers, and he's made it look very easy.
Next ball, it's a quicker one, flicked away beautifully towards deep square leg. They're thinking about the second, not quite there. Good coverage there by the fielder, keeping it to just a single. This probably might be the 6th, Monali. Look at that. Over the head of the fielder. I mean, away from the fielder at long off. Over covers. Gone all the way for 6. Next ball coming up.
One of the things that Nitish Kumar does so well is keeping that head still. We're talking about batting basics. A lot of times it's not necessarily the footwork, it's the weight transfer, and it's keeping that head as straight and as steady as you can.
Absolutely. This ball played towards the leg side for an easy single. Thinking about 2, not quite there. So they've certainly got the accelerator going. 14 runs in this over. 8 done, 56 for no loss, and we'll be back in a few seconds. 8 overs, 56 for no loss, and the current run rate has gone to 7. Like you were saying, along with rotation of strike, there's always the confidence to play some big shots. Exactly what we saw in this over from both the openers.
Now, you said you're a native of Houston, correct? So
That's right,
you're
yeah.
very familiar with this surface, with these grounds. What do you reckon is going to be par score on this surface?
Yeah, I mean anything over 150, 160, it's definitely a good score because there is something on offer in the second inning. Especially as you see over here, if once when Imran Khan is wearing his pace, it's not that easy to play the big shots. So spinners would come into the equation. The bounce usually is pretty consistent, but 160 can be a fighting score, I would say, from here on.
Are you surprised? It's a pretty green wicket. We haven't seen any movement.
Yeah, usually, I mean, we'll see a little bit of movement here, and especially with the overcast conditions, like we were talking, we were expecting some movement. Was not quite there, but again, credit to both the opening batters. Probably, as we saw Nitish Kumar, he was using the crease very well, negating the whatever little movement was there. We did see some shape early on from Jesse Singh, but they did play those balls very well with soft hands and did not get the outside edge. As we see the first ball of the ninth over played towards covers. Change in bowling here. Matthew Tromp, the youngster, coming into the attack. Matthew Tromp, again a talented kid. He plays a lot of cricket here in Houston, and he's made a name for himself in cricket in the US. I'm sure you've seen him playing as well.
Yeah, seen both brothers, both Trump brothers at the USPL last year. Joshua Trump saw him at Nepal Premier League as well. What an opportunity for the youngster
Absolutely,
to get into an incredible franchise series there.
Absolutely, as we see Matthew Tromp coming in. This is outside the off stump, played towards covers for a quick single. Nitish has moved on to 38 now, and at the other end Rahul batting on 18. Rahul will be on strike now, but definitely a great opportunity. The Nepal Franchise Cricket League to get an opportunity there. I mean, it must have been a great learning experience, and he's played some big tournaments here locally as well as outside US. As we see the next ball from Tromp, Rahul on strike. This time it's played towards long on. Thinking about the second, but not quite there. The outfielding has been pretty good, preventing those extra runs, Monali.
Yeah, fairly decent in the field, but heavy outfield. Expecting it to be a little bit shorter. We've seen a couple of balls just plug as they drop into the ground. Have you had a lot of rain in the recent?
There has been some rain, not recently, but like in the last few days, maybe last week. But that probably has affected the usual fast outfields that we see here at the Prairie View Cricket Fields. As we see another single taken on the offside. And the weather more or less might stay the same this week. Even now the sun is not out fully, which is in a way good for the players. Like you were talking about, there's a slight breeze, not hot and humid as much in general as we would see at this time of the day. As we see Matthew Tromp coming in again. This time it's short, picked up, and it's again straight to long on for a single. So 4 singles and a dot ball so far in this over. 60 on the board, current run rate 6.79. Final ball of the 9th over coming up, and it will be Tromp continuing here. He's got the keeper up, so he's towards long on for a single. So 5 singles in the over, 9 done, 61 for no loss. We'll be back in a few seconds.
Nikhil, you're talking about the weather and you're talking about overcast, nice breeze, not very hot. You do realize I've flown in from Canada and I'm here for that hot sun.
I was going to ask the next question. That was my question. You have come from Canada. You probably came here last year, like we were talking, covered some games here in Houston. So you definitely want that sun coming in. I mean, that's exactly.
We have had a very long and very cold winter, so absolutely bring on the 30 degrees Celsius. That is Celsius because, you know, Canadians deal in.
Absolutely.
What
Celsius.
is that in Fahrenheit?
So 30 degrees Celsius, I would say, would be around 80 or so in Fahrenheit, if I'm not wrong. 80, 90.
You gotta get used to the Fahrenheits and the miles.
90s, yeah, 90s, high 90s. As we see, there is a change in bowling as we have the first ball of the 10th over coming up. It is Nitish on strike, batting on 40. The leg spinner into the attack. First ball played towards long off for a single. We have Yasir who's come into the attack here. Rahul batting on 20 of 22 balls. He's on strike now. It is the conventional 5 fielders outside the circle. This is well bowled and towards backward point. Good start here by the leg spinner Monali.
A little extra bounce on that delivery as well, taking the batter by surprise. Got to find a wicket here somewhere, the Knight Riders United.
Yasir continuing here, right arm over. This time it's played towards long on, and that's the first wicket. We were talking about it. An excellent catch there by the fielder. This one not quite getting the elevation here, and the first wicket down as it's 62 runs on the board. It's been a good opening partnership, but just what Knight Riders needed, and they've got it, Monali.
Much needed wicket at a crucial time here, and it's the leggy who does it. A little too cramped for room. He tried to back away Rahul, just not enough on it. The timing wasn't quite there, and an excellent catch in the deep. The first wicket falls. Maybe just getting a little bit of a breather here. The Knight Riders United 62 for 1 after 9.3 overs.
Yep, as we talk about it always, especially in T20 cricket. First over, and Rahul departs for 20, 62 on the board, and we'll have the new batter coming in now. A very timely wicket as mentioned by Monali. So from here on we have 10 overs, almost 10.3 overs to go, and 62 runs on the board. They would like to get a move on, probably try to get over 140 at least from here, Monali, if they can.
Well, they've got a solid base, and I don't think they should be worried at all, Samp Army. Just one wicket down. They've got an excellent start on 62 runs, which is why you'd have to feel Knight Riders are going to need a couple of quick wickets if they're to try and pull the momentum back on their side. At the moment, the momentum is still sitting with Samp Army.
Yep, and I agree with you, and a very good catch there by Noman Anwar, who was in the deep at long on. Covered some good ground and taking a good catch. So we have the new batter who's now walking in, and he will be joining Nitish Kumar, and he will be facing his first ball here. As we see, he's just getting ready. They're getting a change in field. They're sending a fielder outside in the deep towards third man, because it's a left-handed batter, so it'll actually be a deep backward square, almost a deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on, long off, and extra cover outside the circle. On the offside we have deep backward, we have backward point, short third, covers, and there's a fielder at mid-wicket. So a left-hand right-hand combination now here with the leg spinner bowling. It will be the left-handed batter who will get ready to face his first ball against Yasir Mohammed, who's picked up his first wicket in his first over. This time it's played on the offside, a dot ball to start. So it's been a perfect start here for the leg spinner Monali. In comes Yasir to the left-hander. Well bowled, back to the bowler. It's a dot ball. So there is no one in the deep at deep mid-wicket. In fact, they have a fielder at deep square leg, and they have a fielder at deep fine leg. So anticipating the sweep shot from the left-hander probably. The final ball of the 10th. That's exactly what he's played here. Played it fine away from the fielder at deep fine leg, and that's gone for 4. Exactly what we were talking about. So a boundary to finish the 10th over. 10 done, 66 for 1, and we'll be back in a few seconds.
just missing his line on this occasion, Yasser, after bowling an excellent over and helped all the way for 4 runs. Unfortunate for the bowler, picked up a wicket, bowled tidy until that very last one. Neil will be happy to get off the mark. We've got a change in commentary as well as we welcome Faisal Shah back in.
Thank you very much, Monali. Good start to the tournament. Already seen some good batting.
They're not taking a drinks break at 10 overs.
It's cool, blistery. That doesn't go well with Houston, but believe me, it is pretty nippy when you go outside, as we watch the beginning of over number 11.
I'm sorry, you're not allowed to use the word nippy and Texas in one sentence.
I am not, but proof is in the pudding, because they didn't take a drinks break where, I mean, they would be scurrying for drinks if the sun was out and no breeze.
Nippy.
You're from Canada, you get offended by these words, especially coming out of this long winter now. I'm sorry, Houston will do better, I can promise that. Just bear with us. No jackets, so hey, that's already an improvement.
Absolutely. As they try to work the ball around, singles still coming in, and the danger man Nitish Kumar still out in the middle on 42. I'm sure he'll love to get his name on a 50. Not a bad way to start the tournament for him.
Not at all, and not just the quantity of his runs. Some of his strokes were breathtaking, considering the way he middled the ball. He took on the deep fielders with confidence and ease.
Well, that's a shot. Just can't find the boundary. Straight to the fielder. But showing his class, he continues to hit the ball well. Surprised he was not part of the US squad recently at the North America Cup.
Indeed, I was surprised. I mean, he's really done well lately. But such is the competition. It's growing by the day, because there's so many very, very good cricketers. They've already qualified to play, but they just can't find their place in the team.
This time fine, getting it backward of point. Should be a couple of runs. And you bring up a really good point. USA cricket over the last few years has grown exponentially. Minor league cricket, a big part in that. Major league helping at the highest level. And then tournaments such as this, Houston Open, you're seeing some of the top players across the country coming in here, performing, competing against each other. It's exactly what you need to improve the overall standards of cricket in the country. It's an interesting shot, considering the ball wasn't quite short enough to pull away. Buckling away as well as he tried to pull that away, Neil.
You're talking about the growth of cricket in the last few years, and I've been involved with minor league since its inception. And I'll tell you something, it's a very underrated league. I've seen some incredible cricket over the years in minor league, and the performances. So we watch probably just a single as well to close out the over. We'll come back and continue talking about the rise of USA cricket. 11 gone, 73 for 1. Yeah, picking up from what we were discussing in the previous over about the growth of USA cricket and minor league cricket, there have been so many exhilarating matches. And you talk about these open tournaments as well. The Houston Open is making a comeback after 1 year's absence. Last year obviously was a bumper year for USA cricket with Bangladesh coming over, and then the World Cup happening during this time of the year pretty much. But then you talk about the Atlanta Open, which is a regular fixture for 4 years, and you see top players, even top international players. I've seen the likes of Colin Munro, Martin Guptill feature in those tournaments, to go with a lot of current West Indian cricketers, Pakistani cricketers. So the competition has grown, and now the change that I'm noticing is there's influx of young cricketers in the circuit. the likes of Ali Sheikh, who's not young anymore, but I've seen his growth and many of his age group. Yasir Mohammed is another one of those.
And that's very important that you mention that, because we can improve the top as much as we want, but if we don't have that top being continually fed by new talent, then it's useless. And I would agree with you that the junior system is set up in a way where you're starting to see a lot of talent, homegrown talent, start to come up through the ranks. And you've mentioned you've got all these internationals coming in, and Colin Munro, all the West Indian players. What you're doing is essentially is you're exposing your local players to better competition, better standards.
And also,
And if you want to get better, you've got to consistently play better cricket. You cannot expect to get better if you're not playing against better competition.
definitely, and also when you see those players up close and personal, you see what processes they have, you try to emulate them, and obviously, as we watch this one's in the air, will it carry? Not quite. When you see a successful international brand, they follow such processes, and you start doing them at an early age, definitely you're going to profit from that.
I mean, North American cricket in general has grown so much, not just US. Canada's seen a lot of success as well. The runs are just starting to dry up a little bit. Can't find the gaps as often. The boundaries have dried up. Yasser going very well with his left arm, or with his leg spin correction.
Boundaries have been hard to come by against the spinners, and Yasir has provided that control. 12th over has come to a close with that single. It's 76 for 1. Can't see this one.
Yeah, had to take a bit of a break. Houston Open last year. Can't blame them. It was a very busy year for cricket in the Americas region. It was a Canada-USA series, followed by the USA-Bangladesh series, followed by the World Cup. Plenty of action.
And what has World Cup done for the USA as well? I mean, getting the hosting rights was one thing, but then doing so well, beating the likes of Pakistan and just creating a stir in the entire tournament.
And not just that, but automatically qualifying for the next World
That's
Cup.
massive, massive.
Well, this is a bit of a mishit. Straight up in the air, and it's pouched. It's a big wicket. It's the wicket of Nitish Kumar, and he falls 4 runs short of a half century. Very unlucky for the man who's batted exceptionally well so far.
You could see it coming. It was building. The boundaries had dried up. Nitish, who's been finding the boundaries quite regularly earlier in the innings, once again looking to go on the up. A bit of extra bounce for the tall man, Trump, and it got off the top edge and easily taken. So that's the big wicket. Nitish Kumar, the set man, walks back after playing a very good knock of 46. Samp 76 for 2.
This is a big breakthrough. Needed this wicket. Two fairly new batters now out in the middle. Neil hasn't quite found his stride. He's looked to get singles here and there, but not quite middling the ball as well as he would like, as often as he would like. And it's the youngster in Matthew Trump who picks up the wicket of Nitish Kumar. Just going back to that conversation, you've automatically qualified for the next World Cup. Pitches keep getting better and better for USA Cricket, as you were automatically qualified for the Olympics as well.
Yeah, I was going to come back. To the Knight Riders, the way they have dried up the boundaries, and they're building pressure constantly. A run a ball 10 for Neil, and now Heath Richards, who's a big striker. He's in, and as long as the Knight Riders, they prevent boundaries, they'll really continue to build that pressure on these Samp Army batters.
timed, trying to pull away again. A little rushed for pace as well. So that brings in another single to round up the 13th over. It's 80 for 2. We've got a really important League 2 series coming up, taking on Canada again. And the Canadians haven't had the best of runs lately, unfortunately, so they will be looking to come in as strong as possible. They know how important that series is going to be. Going up against a strong US side. It would be interesting to see who makes that playing 11, who makes the squad of 15. Like you mentioned, there's so much competition here in the US.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's another thing that excites me about cricket in this region, because Canada is trying its level best to play its part as well, and that the series, the North American Challenge series that just happened, that is so good for this region. And that will also keep Canada on their toes. Let's watch this one in the air but through the gap. That will also keep pushing Canada, because that's the rivalry. If that ignites, it will be another one of those for World of Cricket, because two big countries going head to head. So that's something to look forward to in near future if you're a cricket fanatic in this part of the world.
Well, a lot of things have ignited that rivalry lately, haven't they?
Which is all good.
Cricket and politically speaking.
Yeah, we just stick to cricket here, Monali. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, there's great rivalry, one of the greatest sporting rivalries, not just in cricket for USA and Canada.
It's a lot of sports.
And a lot of other sports. That's why I want cricket to be in that mix. And I know locally it is. I want it to be recognized globally. Because locally this rivalry has existed for many years now. So that is well documented in this part of the world. The potential that I see is it to go global, this rivalry.
And not just that, but going back to that minor league conversation that we were talking about earlier, a lot of Canadian players are part of the minor league setup as well. A lot of them fly down for the weekends to play the games. So not only has minor league helped the development of American players, but certainly has had a big hand in the development of Canadian players. And as a region, this is what we want. We want to see positive growth. And that comes from competition growing together. Because if you've got one country doing well, the others not so much, you don't have that competitive element. You don't have that fiery aspect behind it then.
Completely agree, and I've seen a lot of Canadian players in the minor league doing so well. The likes of Junaid Siddiqui, talking about leg spin of Yasir, who actually is in the middle of a very, very good spell. His control has been brilliant for a leggy to go through his 3 overs, almost 3 overs. I think the digital scoring is behind by 1 ball. He has gone through his 3rd over, 1 for 10. This is a sensational spell of bowling from Yasir. 14 gone, 83 for 2.
A tough art, leg spin. Takes a lot of years to perfect it, to get the control that you want. Makes it look easy, Yasir, today. He's able to hold his own against Nitish Kumar, who's in great form as well.
Yeah, that's very important, because he's gotten away to a great start and he must have been feeling very confident. But Yasir is actually the man who came in and put the brakes on scoring. And since then, I don't know if we have a more qualified statistician, he could come and tell us that how many deliveries it has been since the last boundary was hit. Quite a long while, I can tell you that.
Cut away. A bit too much width on offer, and again straight to the fielder. They've picked out fielders consistently, these two. Gonna have to try and find some of those gaps. You see the body language just start to change between the two batters as well. The shoulders starting to slump. They're not able to find those boundaries. Confidence starts to take a bit of a ding when that happens.
It does, but I think what Matthew has done well, and another ugly swipe. And the Knight Riders in general, as they have taken the pace off. Pace off is really been difficult for the batters to generate their own pace, and with the power play done, there's more protection out in the deep. The lines and lengths have been good, but I think the lack of pace has really been the biggest issue for the Samp Army batters in the last 7 to 8 overs.
Matthew Trump bowling into the wind as well, using that lack of pace further to the advantage. A bit short, and this time they do find the boundary. That struck beautifully down the ground. Good piece of timing, and possibly just breaking the shackles a little bit here.
A much needed boundary. Width on offer, and Heath with his long reach was able to get to it and spanked it away from that fielder at long off.
Just looking at where he's been able to hit that ball shows you the lack of pace. He's able to get it well in front. It just beats the fielder there at long off.
Incredible hit wide of long off from that length. But the width prompted that, and putting some kind of pressure back on Matthew.
Hoyt into the leg side this time. Should just be a single. Good piece of cricket. You get the boundary, you rotate the strike, and you pick up the single.
Clearly, Heath Richards have realized that it's time to go with wickets in hand. Sometimes this debate has really come along to the fore in T20 cricket.
Pulled away a bit of width. Just a little too short, and I think this might be the over that they were looking for. Samp Army finally able to pick up a few boundaries.
Neil had tried his hand at this for quite some time now, but this was short enough. Earlier on he was looking to slog it towards mid-wicket. It was short and it just set up, and Neil picked his spot. He will have to make use of those deliveries that he's used up. 2 boundaries in the over.
This is a glorious shot. Down on one knee and helped for yet another boundary. That's 3 boundaries coming off of this over. Just the over that Samp Army needed. And Matthew, despite starting really well, goes for a few. It's 15 overs gone, 97 for 2.
All right, 15 overs, 97 for 2, and 15 runs of the 14th over. That's just the sort of momentum that was required for Samp Army. The current run rate has gone to 6.47, and we have the first ball of the 16th over. Yasir Mohammed coming in, well bowled. It'll be a quick single towards backward point. So good impetus, good momentum, Faisal, in the previous over.
Yeah, they needed it. They definitely needed that, because there was a spell of around 6 overs where there was no boundaries, and then 3 came in 1 over, all from the bat of Neil. Beg your pardon, 1 was from Heath Richards and 2 from Neil.
Yep, and the left hand right hand combination here going well for Samp Army. Yasir Mohammed in the middle of a brilliant spell. Final over for him, 1 for 11 so far. He's coming into the left-hander. He's played it straight back past the bowler. It will be a single towards long off. So it will be Heath back on strike, 99 on the board. And we have 28 legal balls to go from here. And Samp Army would want to target that 150 mark, Faisal, ideally.
Well, with wickets in hand, T20 cricket can be funny.
Absolutely, as we see Yasir coming into the right-hander. He's moving across his stumps. It will be just a single on the leg side. So a good over this so far by Yasir. Just 3 singles. We are in the 16th, 100 up here for Samp Army. And as you mentioned, Faisal, wickets in hand. Certainly the platform is there. They just need to cash in from here if they can.
Yeah, I've seen many a games where in the last 5 overs 80 plus has also been scored with a couple of set batters in. So
Yasir coming into the left-hander, beautifully bowled away from the left-handed batter outside the off stump. He tried to glide it to third man, and in the end it's a dot ball. This is a top-class spell here by the leg spinner. He's just 2 balls left in his spell, 1 for 13. He's coming in again, right arm over to the left-handed batter. He tries to play the reverse sweep right in front, but probably the impact is outside leg, or what was it? But that looked close. But nevertheless a dot ball. Your thoughts, Faisal, on that one? Maybe when the replay comes up.
yeah, Yasir is really bowled with great control. He was looking for the reverse. It hit the back leg, celeb appeal as they call it, but the umpire wasn't going to fall prey to that. Yasir manages a smile, but from the angle that we looked at, ooh, that looked very close.
Yeah, I agree, and hit the back leg, probably a tad outside leg stump. Maybe the impact. Final ball of Yasir's spell here. Again, beautifully bowled, just a single on the leg side, thinking about 2, not quite there. Good fielding there by the fielder. What a spell by Yasir. 4 overs, 1 for 14, 16 done for Samp Army there, 101 for 2. We will be back in a few seconds. Alright, so 16 overs done, 101 on the board, and a couple of wickets down here for Samp Army, as we'll have to see what happens. Overcast conditions, and it will be Jesse Singh, the captain, back into the attack. He will be coming in from the far end, and he'll be bowling to the left-handed batter Neil, who's batting on 23. Jesse coming in right arm over. This time angled across the left-hander, missed by the keeper. It will be a couple of byes, I would say. Handy runs these, and as they say, it doesn't matter how they come as long as they come in the slog overs, Faisal.
Yeah, absolutely, runs need to keep coming. They've got a bit of a momentum at the moment, the Samp Army. I was about to say they will appreciate pace on the ball, but Jesse started off with a slow delivery.
Yep,
Fooled the batter and fooled the wicketkeeper as well.
Yep, I agree with you, Faisal, and I mean that's the experience of Jesse here, mixing his pace, especially in the slog overs. We saw in his first spell he was getting good shape outside the off stump for the right-handed batters, and here he is back in the death overs. Potentially he will bowl the paddle scoop, but angled across the left-hander. This is experience shown here by Jesse Singh, not giving anything loose and showing that he's up for the challenge.
Yeah, as a batter, you got to be one step ahead of Jesse Singh. He's so experienced and so skillful. Neil realizing that he needs to find the boundary, although the hit down the ground will be with the wind if he can get hold of one, but field is well set, long on, long off, both back.
Absolutely. As we see the next ball here.
Oh, it went through the hands, and obviously the wind really surprising Yasir, who lined it up, it seemed, just to the right of our commentary box, and it looked like he was well in control. In the end, it went through his hands.
Absolutely. I mean, let's take a look at the replay here. This should have been a catch. This was short, played the pull shot. It was going in the direction of the wind. Yasir had the ball covered. In the end, went over his head and one bounce. It is 4 runs, in fact, not 6. The umpire called it 6. We'll have to see if they change it, because in fact it's given a 4, I beg your pardon, not a 6. This time straight over the head of the bowler. This should be a catch, and it's beautifully taken by the fielder at long off. What a catch this, well bowled by Jesse Singh. And the big wicket of Neil, he departs for 27, and just the sort of thing that the captain Jesse wanted. He came into the attack and he has picked up the wicket. Beautiful catch that by Lumba, the fielder. And let's take a look at the replay here, Faisal.
You're once again going with the wind. It went miles, and it was very well judged, because towards the end he had to go and grab the ball behind him because of the wind. That slight misjudgment at the very last minute, but Lumba was able to get hold of the catch, and an important catch as well, because Neil was looking to cut loose. He's been dismissed, and Jesse Singh, the skipper, has provided another breakthrough. This is very crucial, as Neil has made 27. Samp Army 107 for 3.
Yeah, it's never easy with the wind to basically ensure you're getting your hands right behind the ball when you're taking the catch, and that's exactly what we saw from Lumba. And as you mentioned, Faisal, a very important wicket. The dangerous Neil departs. Here's the replay again. This was played over the head of the bowler, and look at the anticipation by the fielder in the end, judging the catch to perfection. Beautifully done by the fielder, congratulated by his teammate there. A big wicket here. Neil departs for 27, and now we have the new batter who's walking in for Samp Army. Current run rate 6.42. Jesse that drop chance from Yasir. So now we have two right-handed batters at the crease, and Jesse Singh 2.4 overs, 1 for 17. He's done a good job here, Faisal, leading from the front as captain.
Yeah, he took on the responsibility when the wicket was needed. He came in. I think the new batter is Khurram, and that is a real kind of experienced job there, because Jesse Singh, like I said, two set batters going into the last 4-5 overs can really damage you. Only the fall of wickets will peg down the scoring rate, and Jesse Singh has done exactly that.
We have the first ball here. Khurram on strike. Jesse Singh coming in. This is well bowled, glided away towards point for a single. Khurram, of course, a dangerous batter. He plays here actively in Houston. We have seen him play some amazing knocks. Of course, all his experience will come in handy here for Samp Army. 108 on the board, and we have 19 legal balls to go from here, and Samp Army would definitely want to cross the 150 mark from here on with 7 wickets in hand, as Heath gets ready to face the final ball of the 17th from Jesse Singh. This time picked up beautifully by Heath. He's played it towards long on, and it's 6. The wind taking it over. The fielder Lumba probably trying to go for the catch. In the end, not quite getting his hand to it. We'll take a look at the replay. In fact, it's 4, not 6. 1 bounce. So Jesse Singh not quite happy, but let's take a look at the replay. This ball picked up beautifully. It was played in the vacant region, and well, Lumba in the end tried to take the catch, but missing the ball, and it's gone 1 bounce into the fence for 4. Handy boundary to finish the 17th here for the batting team, and it is 112 for 3. We'll be back in a few seconds. Alright, so the current run rate is 6.59, and it's 112 for 3. The bowling stats here: Jesse Singh 3 overs, 1 for 22. Hassan Raza 2 overs, none for 12. Imran Khan Jr. 2 overs, none for 14. Ali Sheikh 17 in 2 overs. Matthew Trom 4 overs, 1 for 31, and Yasir Mohammed, a top class spell, 4 overs, 1 for 14. As we see Imran Khan back into the attack, he's going to bowl to Khurram. He's coming left arm over. This is again well bowled, and the variation in pace, the deception, exactly what we have seen in his first spell here, and we see something similar now in the death overs as well, Faisal.
Yeah, that'll be a big challenge for these two batters to get hold of him. because at 113 for 3, the platform has been there, but they haven't really kicked on the Samp Army from there, and they'll expect to do better.
As we see Imran Khan to Heath, this time he's picked it up, but it is going to be a catch too long gone, and that's nicely done. We were talking about it, the lack of pace, the variation, the deception, and we saw exactly that. Tried to play the big shot against the wind, I believe.
And that's a difficult hit in that direction because it is into the wind. Another slow delivery, no pace whatsoever. Ugly hoik from Heath Richards. It lands safely. There's no chance of any misjudgment on that side of the ground, with the shot going into the wind. And the wickets continue to tumble here for the Samp Army, not being able to capitalize on the platform. They are now 4 down for 113.
It's almost a repeat of what happened in the previous over. There was a half chance, a dropped catch which went for 4. Similar thing happened with Heath, the last ball of the previous over, and the very next ball he departs. As we see the youngster Arir Ali walking in here for Samp Army. We were talking about this young kid. He's a talented youngster, plays actively in Houston, and he's made a name for himself in the Houston cricket fraternity with some amazing knocks as a batter, a handy off spinner as well. So we have 2 locals from Houston now at the crease. Khurram Nawaz at the other end, but it will be Arir Ali who will be facing his first ball. He'll be on strike, and we have 16 legal balls to go. Current run rate 6.52, 113 for 4. The 150 mark is what they would want to target from here, Faisal.
So you're going from 160 to 140 to 150. Come on now, Nikhil. What do you want them to get?
Well, I mean, at least 150 from here. We'll see what happens as Imran Khan comes in. This is beautifully bowled, and he slashed it. Luckily for him, it's gone away from the keeper. It's gone towards the third man boundary for 4. And in the end, a good start here for Arir, we can say, because he gets 4 off his first ball. This was angled across the right-handed batter, and he tried to slash it away from the fielder. 4 it is, Faisal.
Yeah, this time pace on. And too full to be playing the cut shot, but still got the boundary. The runs need to come somehow. You feel 117 with only 15 deliveries to go. They seem light at this stage, although cricket is a funny game, anything can happen. But on the face of it, the way Nitish Kumar was going earlier on, and the way he was striking the ball on the bounce, on top of the bounce, it really looked that the conditions were there for a lot more runs on offer. But now 117 for 4. The spin bowlers, the change of pace has really worked for the Knight Riders. So at least Samp Army has a template of what to be bowled on this pitch. But then knowing is one thing, and then to execute their plans and how the batters respond from the opposition is also part of the equation. There's another ball hunt is in operation at the moment. Where did that one go? That didn't seem to go that far. Time to reflect for these 2 batters. And one more thing, Nikhil, is that going into the last 15-20 deliveries of a T20 innings is not ideal when you have 2 batters starting out their innings. So between them, these 2 in the middle, Arir and Khurram, has played only 3 balls. So that is not ideal.
That's a very good point, Faisal. I agree with you. You ideally need at least 1 set batter, if not 2, especially in the death overs, and that's not quite the situation here for the batting team. 117 for 4. We're just waiting for the next ball as the ball is coming back from the boundary. So it will be a couple of minutes. The umpire coming back here, and it's 117. Overcast conditions today, and as they say, we need to see how the game goes, and we cannot say anything until the second team bats on the same pitch. So runs on the board is something that Samp Army definitely have. Knight Riders United, of course, they have a good batting lineup, so it's definitely going to be an exciting run chase whenever that happens. But before that, we have 15 legal balls to go, so we'll see what happens from here. Thank you.
Of course, this is the opening day of Houston Open 2025. Cloudy skies here at Prairie View. Quite a strong breeze as well. And it's pretty cold. I'll keep getting reminded. Manali, you will get your warm weather.
And when
You
someone from Canada says it's cold, means it's cold, right? So, all right, we have Imran Khan continuing here. He's bowling to Arir, angled across beautifully, but this is straight to deep point. Arir Ali tried to play the square drive and tried to play it in the gap. In the end, he had to go for it, but placing the fielder to perfection and bowling to his field, Imran Khan Jr. showing his experience here with the ball. And 2 wickets in this over, Faisal.
Yeah, this is really going pear-shaped here for the Samp Army. Looking to go over the infield on the up, but straight down the throat of that fielder. Joshua Trump, it looks like it, in the distance. The catching has generally been pretty good there for the Knight Riders. And half the side is back for the Samp Army. Their innings is going nowhere. 117 for 5.
Yeah, it's 117 for 5, and we were talking about 2 new batters at the crease. Now another one coming in with this wicket, so going to plan for the bowling team, but not quite for Knight Riders. Nevertheless, they still have few more balls to make a mark and to set up a fighting total. As we see the new batter coming in now, Imran Khan Jr. Couple of wickets here.
So that's the utility of Imran Khan Jr. at this stage of the innings. He does come in and make it very hard for the batters. And any team would tell you that if they lose wickets consistently, the run rate will go downwards. As I've been joined in the comm box once again by Monali. How did you see this tipsy-turvy innings of Samp Army? Never really kicked on.
Yeah, never really kicked on after that initial partnership between Rahul and Nitesh. It was a good start. They got him off to a flyer. All you needed and all you expected for Samp Army is for the next batters to come in, take over. Unfortunately, as you've mentioned it, you lose a few too many wickets and that momentum's lost pretty quickly. And once both openers were back in the pavilion, it really didn't look like it was going to kick on for Samp Army. They've still got time though. They've got 2 overs after this to try and get the momentum, try and put up a decent score. But at the moment, they're pretty content with a single to wrap up the 18th over. It's 119 for 5.
I think there's a delivery to go, is it?
End of the over.
Now the umpires are moving their positions. Nitish was in sensational form, but after that Neil also just slightly better than a runner ball. Heath Richards almost a runner ball, so you see the strike rates dive down from over number 7 to 15, and when they went for the charge after over number 15, the wicket started to fall. That really never helps. Some credit definitely to the Knight Riders spinner, especially Yasir, who bowled a very, very good spell.
Yeah, full credit to the Knight Riders to have pulled back the momentum, because at one point it looked like 160 was on the cards, and I heard you and Nikhil mention that they're still on for 150. I've got my doubts on that. I'm thinking maybe close to 135, maybe 140. Played down the ground. It's a mishit. Not a lot of timing on that. Oh, and this could be trouble. Striker sent back as they settle for just the 1 run. Jesse Singh comes back into the attack for his last over, his final over. Gone for 23. He's been a bit expensive, and that's thanks to the opening pair when they started the innings. Slapped away into the covers for yet another single. They won't be too bothered by this, the Knight Riders.
It's absolutely perfect for them as long as they don't concede any boundaries. You mentioning 135, 140. The key thing now from here is that if Samp Army are able to take away with some momentum going into the break, that can only happen if a few boundaries come in these last few deliveries. No matter where they end up with 135 or 40, but they need some momentum going into the shed.
Played down the ground, trying to bisect the two fielders. Unfortunately, finds long off. Again, just a single. If they want to target the boundaries, this is probably the end that they want to try. Jesse Singh's bowling into the wind. And if you want to go down the ground, that wind's going to help your cause. At the moment, it looks like they're struggling for timing.
Most of the boundaries have come from bowling this end because the hit has been into the wind. Couple of misjudged high balls as well that landed over the fielders' heads and fetched boundaries.
Well bowled this. Allowing for no room whatsoever for the batters. Can't get under that. Turning out to be very tidy over from Jesse Singh. Recently, he was in the IPL as well. What an experience that must have been.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jesse Singh has also been grown behind that line, but how good his transformation has been in the last couple of years.
Picked up into the leg side. And that paints the picture for Samp Army. You could get it right out of the screws, but unfortunately you're going to find the hands of Joshua Trump in the deep. Well taken, well judged, right on the boundary rope as well. Unfortunately for Samp Army, that's yet another wicket.
And how easy he made it look. He's just like in his stride. He took the ball and he knew he was going to go over. He just lobbed the ball gently. It all happened. It seems in slow motion. This is slow motion. But it actually felt like that when it happened live. How casual and how easy he made it look. Obviously not easy, those catches. But they've become a norm now. And Joshua Trump has got a good one here.
123 for 6. That momentum we spoke of, not quite there. Well, he looks a little pleased with himself. He should be. Well judged catch in the deep.
I mean, he's just telling me this is, come on, what you guys are talking about. This is easy as a pie for me. Look how casually he just lobbed the ball, and before that right foot lands onto the ground, the ball is already in the air. And then he skips into the field of play and takes it easy. Wow. I can tell you this is not easy, but he's made it look easy. That's very cool on the part of Joshua Trump.
Bit of width and slashed away. A diving effort. Again, this outfield doesn't give a lot to you if you don't hit it really well. Just held up there into the ground. We'll pick up 2 runs.
Yeah, we've seen the extreme bit of athleticism from Joshua Trump and absolutely lack of it from Raza Hassan.
Hey,
Might
now,
get a chance to come back and have a look. 19 done. 126 for 6.
give the man some credit. He's put a bit of effort into it.
But it was not very athletic.
He's tried to put his body behind it. We won't talk about how elegant it looked or how effective it was. 19 overs gone. It's 126 for 6 down to the last over. I said 135. I think I'm going to revise that and stick to about 132.
Have a look at that though. 10 out of 10 for the effort. How many you give for athleticism? Manali, you're very generous. I'll leave that to you.
I'm going to plead the 5th on that one.
Well, let's give 10 out of 10 to the Knight Riders as well. The way they've executed their plans after the power play.
They've
and
come-
yeah, they've come back strongly after that good start from Nitesh and Rahul.
They most definitely have swung this momentum to their side. Moving inside the line of the delivery to try and get closer to it. Change of pace. You can just see the ball start to die off as well. The height isn't quite there. The bounce isn't there because of the lack of pace.
Yeah, that's the key, like we just mentioned earlier as well, that there is a template for the Samp Army on how to bowl on this pitch now. Nasir is also quite a handy bat, coming down way down the order, trying everything, but nothing seems to work. Generally bats at the top of the order, Nasir.
If that shot doesn't scream desperation, I'm not really sure what does.
Yeah, obviously it's very, very desperate situation going into the final over. 3 dots. How good is that?
Gentle pace, nice and full, keeping it wide outside off. Can't do anything with that ball, Nasir, and this is turning out to be an over that you would want if you were the fielding side. Dream bowling at the death. Doesn't get much better than this. 4 dots on the trot, just 2 deliveries to come. Finally picks up a run. Probably should stick to a single, as this is going to be trouble.
The wicketkeeper dropped the ball. It looked like it. Nasir dropped the bat, that's for sure. But he is taking the long walk back. So another wicket falls. Nasir was really struggling. He was hoping the throw wouldn't be a good one, but it was right next to the stumps. Did the wicketkeeper have the ball for long enough? Yes.
I suppose you could say you do need the runs. You've got 2 deliveries left. You want to push the second, but that was definitely a suicidal run. Nasir struggling. 3 off 6 deliveries for him, as that's going to be the 7th wicket. $127 for 7. You reckon 134? 133 if my math checks out, with a 6 off the last delivery.
Well, the way that things have gone in the last 20 minutes or so, you get more if you bet on a dot or a wicket rather than a 6. Wow, not a 6 but a boundary. And there is something to take away from this innings from Samp Army. The boundary of the last delivery. Skipper Manoj Acharya showing everyone how it should be done, but the time has run out, unfortunately, for the Samp Army, because that is the end of 20 overs.
Well, much needed and excellent shot this. Not exactly where he would have liked it to go, but he scooped it for 4 runs nonetheless. It was the skipper, Manoj Acharya, to get that final boundary. Walks off the field with a little bit of confidence as they move into the 130s. Knight Riders manage 132 in their 20 overs. They've set a target of 133. It didn't start as well as they would have liked for the Knight Riders United, because Samp Army had an excellent batting partnership between Nitish Kumar and Rahul Jariwala. 48 off 41. Unfortunate for Kumar to not get his 50. Rahul 20 off 24. Neil and Heath come in, had a decent partnership, 27 to 15. Unfortunately, it's the strike rates that continue to be a problem. And then the wickets tumbled thereon, just single digits all the way down to the bottom. Never really getting the momentum that they needed to get to close to that 150, 160 mark that we spoke about earlier on.
Wickets for Jesse Singh. He was good at the top, but the spell of the day came from Yasir Muhammad at the bottom of your screen. 1 for 14 of his 4. He really put the brakes on and squeezed the life out of that innings in the middle for Samp Army. And after that, Knight Riders executed their plans. right all the way till the end. 132 was the target. That innings that started to look pretty good around 6-7 overs never really kicked off, and plenty of wickets towards the end of the innings as well, meaning that Samp closed out their 20 overs on 132, and Knight Riders in fact will need 132 to get their first win in Houston Open. This is the opener from Prairie View Cricket Complex, and it had been very good, but Knight Riders will have their noses in front at this halfway stage.
We're going to take a short break here as we wait for the second innings to start. We'll be back momentarily. So I got in trouble for saying that ICC contacted Cricket Canada. Okay. It's good to hear about betting. So apparently they don't want the word. Welcome back to the action. We're coming to you live from Prairie View Cricket Complex. It's Houston Open 2025. Samp Army taking on the Knight Riders United. The Knight Riders United have been set a target of 132 in their 20 overs. They'll feel pretty comfortable here, the Knight Riders United, given that they pulled back a lot of early momentum from Samp Army. After a positive start, Samp Army unfortunately just losing their way. This is Manali Patel alongside Faisal Shah as we're ready to take you through the second innings.
132 on the face of it. Looks pretty small. Some local knowledge have told me during the break that it's not that bad a score. But let's see how it goes, because early wickets are key here. And the man who's got the ball in his hand is a very, very capable bowler to do that damage with the new ball, Manoj Acharya. He could really fire his team up. He hit the boundary of the last delivery of the innings. And if he can get a couple of wickets, and especially of this man, Noman Anwar, who's a big player for the Knight Riders, this is going to be a good contest here.
And now both captains are starting up with the ball. Manoj Acharya in this innings. Jesse Singh started things off in the first innings. Skipper is leading from the front, as this is comfortably left alone outside the off-stump line. It's not often that you see a leave in T20 cricket.
A rare sight indeed. Noman Anwar is of international pedigree. He's represented Pakistan in T20 format. He's also made a name for himself in this circuit as well.
That's going to be the first run. Comes in the form of a wide. You've got a lot of experience in both batters out in the middle with Lahuru Milantha as well. A lot of Sri Lankan experience there. Had a fantastic time at Nepal Premier League not too long ago. In fact, his team winning that edition. Goes to show the caliber of players here at the Houston Open.
Yeah, that's a very good contest here. Two quality batters, and then Manoj Acharya, very handy with the ball, very skillful. But it was striking in the first inning. Despite that grass, we didn't see much of the movement of the surface.
Well, a bit of zip through the air and off the surface as well. He hits the deck hard, getting a lot of bounce on that occasion.
Yeah, bounce is what defeated Noman Anwar, because he's very strong square of the wicket. He really gave it a good swish, but just swinging at thin air, and that was because of that extra bounce that you were talking about.
Angling into the batter this time. This is a good line. Oh, this is a decent start. Just the one run coming in the form of a wide. We saw a lot of lack of pace in the first innings. This time we're starting with some good express pace and seeing reward out of it as well.
Yeah, that's what we saw in the first innings as well with the brand new ball. That was ugly. That was a slog. Noman got lucky on that occasion.
Got him 2 runs. Besides, the scoreboard doesn't say how ugly the shot was.
Good ears.
I hear a hint of British accents here and there when you talk. You know that?
Yeah, it's all got mixed and muddled since I've been here for the past 10 years, so all getting neutralized. Obviously, originally come from Pakistan, so take that into the account.
Squared him up.
Oh.
Excellent delivery this. And this is going to go down as a missed opportunity. Lahuru Milantha is a big one. You don't want to give too many chances to the likes of him. It's going to be the end of the first over. It's 6 for none. So since you are such a die-hard English cricket, I'm not going to say fan, but I'm going to say, what's the word I'm looking for here?
care about the results, definitely, but they care more about the system and the processes. And the beauty that really fascinates me about English cricket is that their system is in place so beautifully that the game is thriving. And sometimes, even if the national team doesn't perform according to the expectation, men or women, because the women got thrashed as well down under, somehow it doesn't seem to ruffle their feathers too much. I mean, they're just looking all the time to improve the results of the national team, but they care more about the processes underneath it, the tradition and values of county cricket. This one has gone through. Just a single sluggish running once again. So I don't know if I can explain myself, but underneath the international level, you always seem that the cricket is thriving in England.
So I'm going to challenge you now with that.
Hmm.
You say the system is in place and the system is good and the system is helping thrive cricket. However, I get a hold of it, just an underedge. So I would agree with you in the fact that the system is organized well. However, I believe that their coaching needs to be updated, potentially, or maybe their approach to the game might need to be updated. As that's going to round off the second over, it's 10 for none. I feel you could have all the success at the lower tiers, but if you're not able to compete against the best at the top, then something along the way is not preparing you for the best at the top. And that's where Australia, for me, takes the cake, because they're constantly ahead of the curve. They're ahead of every momentum, every change, every switch that comes into the game.
So that's a cultural thing with England. They do not accept change very easily. And although, I mean, there is a lot of debate going on to move away from the conventional coaching, because the way the game has evolved, there is a debate that there is no need for that conventional coaching. Allow a natural talent to flourish in its own way, even if they are not copybook style. And a lot of the examples are quoted from cricketers from subcontinent, the likes of Muralitharan or Lasith Malinga, or the way some of the batters who invented those strokes. So there's an ongoing debate all the time to get better, but I'm absolutely agreeing with you here with Australia. They seem to be one step ahead.
And speaking on that point of the coaching manual and how it's changed, I've been fortunate enough to do a fair bit of coaching pathway stuff and coach development. As that's flicked into the leg side, that's an excellent shot. Save your legs, don't need to run on that. They pick up a boundary, straying a little too straight, and given the punishment that it deserved.
You only have to err slightly in terms of your line and length against Noman Anwar, because this is his style of play. When he walks to the middle, he goes there, he's looking to take the bowlers down, and although there was nothing wrong in terms of the length from Manoj Acharya, the line was just a tad straight, and that was enough for Noman, although he didn't quite execute it as well as he would have wanted, but he would take the result.
They're going to have to be very tidy here with their bowling. Target of 132 doesn't allow for a lot of room, a lot of mistakes. We've seen a couple of wides already in that first over. Better length this time, but smart batting. Picked up the boundary the ball before, nudged into the leg side, and they quickly rotate, come across for a single. And circling back to our conversation about coaching pathway, coaching education, a lot of it has changed over the years. A lot of it has now geared towards allowing for natural abilities, natural strengths to come and take precedence. And especially for the juniors, it's not very technique heavy anymore. And you know what? If anything we've learned from T20 cricket is technique is decent and it's good, but it doesn't necessarily make you the best player. It gives you a good start in the sport, but it's the ability of being able to modify that, being able to experiment, being able to use those strengths. And we've seen a 14-year-old hit the fastest century of any youngster in IPL at 14. How incredible is that?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have seen him when he was 13 in December in Under-19 Asia Cup. And there was a buzz because the auction had taken place at that time. Riding the bounce nicely was Noman, but couldn't find the gap. This is an incredible story, and I'm sure it will be told many a times in the years to come. 3 gone, 16 for none.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing that a 14-year-old could take on a world-class bowling attack and play the way that he did. It speaks volumes of his mental strength, because you could have the shots and you could have the technique, but if you don't have the mental capacity to go out there and execute at a platform where we're talking thousands of people, thousands of fans roaring in the stands, a world-class bowling attack, you know that this is being broadcasted all over the world, and to be able to still manage your nerves through all of that, that takes some serious mental strength.
And you talk about his mental aptitude, and I can draw on that because, like I mentioned, when I saw him at that Under-19 Asia Cup, this is in the air, into the wind, but still carries to the fielder, and that's the breakthrough. Manoj Acharya with the catch, and Lahiru Milantha was looking to break free, couldn't do so, and that is the first blood for Samp Army.
Could be a significant moment here. Lahiru Milantha, an experienced batter, he's going to have to walk back, and unfortunate for him, he's going to have to walk back without disturbing the scores today. Early breakthrough, and a much needed one for Samp Army, defending a low total. I think you might have something when you said that 132 might actually be a decent total, because from what we've seen, it's not been very easy to get those runs.
Yeah, if local knowledge is anything to go by, there was quite a few people who were thinking that 132, Samp Army is not out of the game. And with that early strike, they've really made a telling contribution already. Okay, this is something we've started to see more and more now. The batters, the bats and their width had been checked with the gauge to see if they're qualify the legit sizes of the bat.
That's quite good to see, to be honest, especially in a game where the batters have had so many things get changed to their advantage. It's good to see them being kept in check once in a while.
Let me ask you this, were you a bowler or a batter?
I was a batter.
Okay.
I was
still
a
coming
batter.
out in favor of bowlers?
Yes, I do feel for the bowlers. The modern game has been very difficult for bowlers.
Did you feel the same way when you were batting? I'm sure you didn't.
No, well, listen, I bowled some part-time off-spin. I like to be fair. I'm a very neutral person like that.
Okay.
What I didn't play a lot of is T20 cricket. Actually, I played a lot of 50-over cricket.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a format that I still like, but talking about changes in world cricket, I mean, that's the format that's in most danger.
And that's unfortunate, because it's a very exciting format still.
I agree.
It's the youngster, Joshua Trump, walks out to the middle, and he's off the strike.
Neil got some runs with the bat, and now he's got the wicket. Hint of turn as well. They've really gone to the slow bowlers straight away. I mean, I know Raza Hassan started the proceedings as well for Knight Riders, but after 2 overs, he was taken out. This time that rushes off the surface. Previous delivery turn, and this one skidded through. Good variations there from Neil.
I've seen some reward for the spinners in both innings now. Getting the ball into the batter. Despite trying to create some room, can't quite find a gap in the field. So I'll ask you this. How would you modify the game if you were to? Single picked up this time. Oh, he's going to have to rush.
How would you modify the game to try and make it a bit more balanced for the batters and the bowlers?
The immediate thought that comes to my mind is the format that I mentioned was in danger, 50 overs. One ball, please. You don't need two balls.
This is beautifully picked up. Down on one knee, and it's swept up and over for 4 runs. Excellent shot from the youngster. Also dents a very decent over from Neil. Finishes off with a boundary. 4 overs gone. It's 22 for 1. Safely played down the ground. And sorry, you were going to tell us about the 50 over format.
Yeah, I was saying one ball. We don't need two balls. And I know that back in the day they had to change the ball because it used to get scuff up and the color was lost. With all this technology, can we not make a ball that lasts 50 overs? That's my question to the authorities. But also, you need to bring back something for the bowlers, and that element of reverse swing has to come back into the game, and that can be done, especially in subcontinent conditions, with one ball. I hear there is a talk of having one ball after 35 overs, and just keep one of the two balls that are used initially.
Oh, this is picked up well. Down the ground, it beats mid-on by quite some distance. It's a couple of bounces for. Good shot of authority.
Yeah, picked up the length very nicely. We've seen this pitch offer good bounce when there is pace offered. And Manoj Acharya, or Shuja rather, he's known for his pace. I know he's not at his pomp right now, but he's used to be quite pacey. This time offers the kind of length that the batters are looking for on this pitch with the pace on. And Noman Anwar, like I said, he's very good off the back foot generally. This time you feel like misses out on it. He's lost his shape on the last delivery, but the boundary in Shuja's over, keeping up with the momentum for the Knight Riders after they had the boundary towards the end of the last over as well.
Bit of swing on offer that time, and unfortunately it's resulted in a wicket. After an excellent shot, Nauman this time caught straight at point. And this is 2 wickets, 2 early wickets, and it could be some serious trouble for the Knight Riders as Samp Army now feel that they'll be in the driver's seat.
The tallest man on the park, Heath Richards, he needed all his height because Nauman slashed at that. There was a little bit of swing in the air, and Heath Richards just jumping high, backward point, took it easily. Noman Anwar would not want to see that replay because there was width on offer, but he couldn't capitalize and he lost his wicket. 2 early strikes for the Samp Army to bring them right back into this contest. Knight Riders 26 for 2.
back. Look at the Manhattans, and consistently the Knight Riders have been lower. That thanks to a really good opening partnership for Samp Army early on. 26 for 2, one delivery to come in the over. Shuja, despite going for the boundary, has gotten the breakthrough. Still early days. Required rate just sitting under 7 runs and over. It's a big swipe, and it's going to be a dot to end the 5th. 26 for 2 at the end of 5.
Alright, so 26 for 5. We are in the 6th over here. And it's the first ball of the final over of the power play. This is glided away on the offside towards short third. It's just a single. 27 on the board. The target is 132. So a couple of wickets here for the bowling team. And we have Sushant and Joshua, the two batters who are batting now. And now I will be introducing Dr. Ravi Patki, who will be joining us here in the commentary box. He's come all the way from India covering cricket in the US, as we have the next ball coming in. This is nicely bowled back to the bowler. It's a dot ball. So Dr. Ravi Patki, he's actively involved in cricket back in India, and he's also himself a professor in Pune in Maharashtra. So welcome Dr. Patki. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's a beautiful setting out here, and it's very nice to see that cricket has been such an integral part of USA culture. Slowly and steadily it is happening, and this is a beautiful venue, the Prairie Cricket Complex. In fact, many venues are coming up in USA. I'm very happy Dallas is coming up, Houston, 2-3 different venues, and many people have started taking interest, not just the Asian teams like Pakistan and India, but over to Nikhil.
Alright, so we have Heath coming in here. He's bowling the next ball. This is a caught and bowled back to the bowler. The third wicket here, and well bowled by Heath. Trying to play it over the head of the bowler Sushant. In the end, a simple catch back to the bowler. The third wicket goes here for Knight Riders United. 27 for 3, the final over of the power play. And 3 wickets down. Not quite the start they would have wanted, but well bowled by Heath. As we take a look at the replay, this ball to the batter, good length, and not quite getting the elevation or the connection. A good catch in the end by the bowler. 3 wickets down. With respect to this game, Dr. Patki, how do you look at it? 132 is the target, and runs on the board, 3 down, 27, final over of the power play. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it seems to be difficult. Most importantly, what is happening here is there is a gust of wind blowing. In which direction I don't know, but it definitely will help the fast bowlers, and it is helping the fast bowlers, no doubt about that, because we have seen quite a number of deliveries just missing the outside edge of the bat, going to the keeper, The slips are also coming into play. So with the target of 132, which appears to be quite modest, but actually with 3 down for 27 and the conditions very favorable, suitable for swing bowling, it seems to be a tough challenge for the batting team. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I agree. Overcast conditions, not quite the regular Houston weather today. A cloud cover here, and 3 wickets down. The wind is blowing towards the far end, and definitely the wind is a factor in this run chase. And we have the new batter who's walked in now. He's getting ready to face his first ball. It will be heat to continue here. This is well bowled, hitting the deck, and it's a single towards short third. So yeah, Dr. Patki, I mean, you're here from India, and obviously you've followed cricket in US. I'm sure you've seen the World Cup, and you're looking at this Prairie View cricket fields. You're here for the first time. The facilities, you've got an overview of how the tournaments go, and um, from what you have heard and what you are seeing, I would get your thoughts on that after the final ball of the power play here, as we see Joshua on strike. This time tries to play the pull shot. It's popped up in the air. A simple catch to the keeper. Well, 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 it's all happening here for Samp Army. They've got the 4th wicket inside the power play. And Joshua Trump tried to play the big shot. In the end, not quite getting the connection. And a leading edge, a simple catch to the keeper. 2 wickets in this over. And 28 for 4 power play done. Knight Riders United, they are on the back foot after the power play. Yeah, Dr. Patki, first your thoughts on this wicket, and then I'll get your thoughts on how you're looking at this
I think
beautiful
there is
stadium.
quite a lot of nip in the wicket. The wicket seems to be quite spicy because before he could adjust himself for the shot, the ball came onto his bat, in fact onto his chest, so he just couldn't get enough time to hook the ball. So there is a lot of juice, a lot of spice in the wicket, and as I told you that it seems that there is underlying moisture in the wicket, and that is helping the fast bowlers and adding to the misery of the batsman. I think this wind condition looks to be pretty dangerous for the batsman. So actually this wicket, no, it didn't fall because of the batsman's mistake. I think the juice in the wicket, the nip in the wicket, and the manner in which it came off suddenly, it took off from the length. It became very difficult for the batsman to adjust. So I will give this to the bowler rather than to the mistake of the batsman.
So your thoughts, I mean, the facilities here, and how do you look at this? I mean, cricket in US, I'm sure most of you all growing up did not
Yeah,
imagine.
actually that was the domain of my visit to study the cricket in US. Uh, New ball is coming up. Once it is bowled, we'll get back to you, Nikhil.
Alright, so we'll have the first ball after the power play. It'll be Shuja Naqvi. He's a local here. I've played with him, against him. A very good fast bowler. Good to see him in action here. He's coming in from the far end, bowling right arm over. Matthew Trump on strike. Beautifully played. On the offside, trying to go for the quick single. This can be close. Well, well, well. A direct hit, and that would have been curtains for the non-striker. Shuja has picked up 1 wicket. He has his tail up, and the perfect condition for him to bowl here. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely right. The wicket seems to be helping the bowlers. Next ball coming up. Let me take over this 1 ball. Nice ball just outside the off stump, and the batsman trying to have a cover drive, took an edge, went to the short third man, single for the batsman. So overall it seems to be difficult at this stage for the batting team, but as you say that nothing is over till it is over, and it applies best to cricket. So I hope that the batting team will come up with some fight. At this juncture it seems slightly challenging for them.
Absolutely, and I mean, these are locals here. Ali Sheikh, a left-handed batter, really good one, and of course we have Matthew Trump, the youngster, the talented young kid. So they're still there. They have a good batting lineup. This is down the leg side, flicked away, and it's going towards the fine leg boundary. Not quite having the timing, but I'm sure they'll pick up 3 runs. So the left-hand right-hand combination definitely coming in the equation here. As you see, this was a good ball for a right-handed batter, but on the pads for the left-hander. So 32 for 4, exactly 100 runs to get. The required run rate is not that big an issue. It's the wickets that is the big factor in this run chase. As long as these two can stitch together a partnership, Knight Riders can come back in the game. As we have Shuja continuing here, 4th ball of the over, and again down the leg side, this time to the right-hander, glanced away from the keeper. It will be a couple of, in fact it's gone towards the boundary, and they get 3 more runs. That's exactly what we were talking about, the left-hand right-hand combination, and we can see the difference in the length and the line here, Dr. Patki.
Yeah, Nikhil, it seems that the outfield is slightly heavy, so the ball is taking some time to reach the fence. So that will also add to the woes of the batsmen, because they are not getting um, whatever is due for them, because outside the off stump and then driven to the covers. From the point, fielder comes, picks up, no run.
Yeah, that's a good point. The outfield is a tad on the slower side, but having
Right.
said that, like I mentioned, these two are locals. They play a lot in Houston, so they are used to the hot and humid weather. So these are ideal conditions for them. The point I'm making is they're supremely fit when it comes to running in the hot and humid conditions in Houston. So that might add to their advantage if they bat long over here for their team. Well bowled by Shuja. Straight to covers, 2 dot balls here. Final ball of the 7th over coming up. The current run rate is almost 5 per over. In fact, it is the end of the over. So 7 done, 35 for 4. And yeah, you are here in Houston, Dr. Patki. And I mean, how do you look at this? Probably, I mean, India has obviously a lot of cricket base and grounds and stuff, but to see these facilities and the way these tournaments are conducted here, the professionalism on offer, we've got commentary box, we've got the cameras. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it's absolutely superb. The setting is absolutely superb. You have got the perfect infrastructure. The grounds are beautiful. I know that there are 6 grounds here at the Prairie Complex. There is one more at Musa in Houston. And the most important thing is it is beautifully maintained. And as we all know that whenever the administrators or the cricketers who are involved in cricket, they worship cricket. So the same thing is here. The next ball coming up, a slight short of length, and just nudged around the corner. No run results. It's still 36 for 4. I'm sorry, 1 run was taken.
Yeah, and I mean, you're talking about the facilities. I must say, kudos to the PV management, Mangesh Chaudhary, obviously there, Tanveer Ahmed, and they work a lot behind the scenes, which is where we get these pitches and these grounds. So hats off to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have not.
89 acres of land was taken for development of cricket in this Prairie Cricket Complex. That is absolutely magnificent. Next ball coming up. Heath is bowling to Ali outside the off stump, cut to the point, towards extra cover more. No run results. Still 36 for 4 after 7.2. Yeah, Nikhil.
So 36 for 4. We are in the 8th over, and Heath in the middle of a brilliant spell. 1.2 overs. He's given away only 3 runs, picked up a couple of wickets. So this is really good bowling, making use of the conditions. He's bowling from the highway end. He's coming in right arm over to the left-handed batter Ali Sheikh. This time well bowled, but he's got the outside edge. There is a third man in place. It'll be just a single, and every run is important here for Knight Riders United. So it's a good run chase on here. Oh, just look at the facilities here.
Yeah, such beautiful facility. This green colored is the com box. These are the different grounds here. 6 different grounds. Fantastic parking lot. And then you have dugouts. The next ball coming in from Heath. Once again, brilliant ball. Just on the middle stump. defended well, no run results. Nikhil, I was talking about that there is a lot of swing in the air, but it's very surprising that there is no slip kept by the captain, and the ball had taken an edge and it had gone in the region of first or second slip. There would have been wicket number 5. So it's really surprising. It perplexes me that how there is no slip, and 4 wickets down. You should be on the aggression at this point of time. Beautifully
That's
bowled,
beautifully played. Cut away from the fielder.
Yeah,
It'll be just a single. Yeah, that's a good point about the slip. Probably looking at it from the bowling team, I would say they're just wanting to take it deeper. Probably put pressure on the batters. They are not playing the big shots. So instead of an attacking wicket-taking position, they are probably playing it safe and like keeping the 5 fielders outside the circle with the power play done and Heath in the middle of a good spell. I agree, it's overcast, but that's probably the thinking from the captain of the bowling team, as this one is again well bowled. It's just trying for the quick single. This could have been out. A direct hit and it was curtains. Well, it's all happening here. 8 overs done, 38 for 4, and another 12 to go from here. As we take a look at the replay, this ball from the bowler flicked away towards mid-wicket, straight to him. The fielder coming in, and if that would have hit, it was all over for Matthew Tromp. Lucky escape there in the end.
absolutely. It was a good wristy shot. I think it was quite a reflex action by the non-striker. He found that the ball was going. He was, I think, that more or less mesmerized by the stroke. So he ran in a reflex action towards the striker's end, and then found that no, the fielder had picked up the ball. But by the time he started moving back, the ball was thrown at the wicket. Fortunately, the wickets were missed, and he's still there.
Yeah, 8 overs, 38 for 4, and 4 big wickets. Noman Anwar, he went for 16 of 21. Lahiru Milanta, 3 of 6. Joshua Tromp out on 6 of 4, and Sushant Modani out without scoring. So Matthew Tromp and Ali Sheikh in there, and they do have Usman Rafiq to come, and so the batting is certainly there, and it's just a matter of basically having a partnership here between these two batters, especially left and right hand combination. Shuja Naqvi 2 overs 1 for 11. Heath Richards 2 overs 2 for 5. Acharya 2 overs none for 12, and Narvekar 2 overs 1 for 10.
As you can see, Nikhil, the batting warm is going down and down. So it is becoming difficult for the batting side. It seems to be so, because at 8th over stage they are lagging behind quite a bit. So they will have to pick up in the next few overs.
Absolutely, and I mean, we were talking about this in the first inning. Runs on the board, the second team has to bat on the same pitch, so it's not over until the second team bats, and which is what we are seeing, as we have a change in bowling here. We have leg spinner coming in. This is short, and this is beautifully played over the head of the bowler, bisecting the gap between long on and long off. 4 runs, just the start they would have wanted. Matthew Tromp playing a good shot here. In fact, it's gone for 6, I believe.
I think that was a ranked long hop. First ball from Ibrahim. So it was difficult for him to pitch on the exact length, it seems.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay. As you said, this was a long hop, but beautifully picked up over the head of the bowler and gone all the way for 6, bisecting the gap and straight back past the bowler. Just the sort of start they would have wanted on the first ball of the 9th over. Abhiram, in fact, it's probably given a 4. The replay suggested, and it was listed as a 6, so apologies for that. It's a 4 to start the over. Still a boundary to start, so a good start in this over for Knight Riders, Dr. Patki.
Yeah. Let's see how Ibrahim, whether he can get a drift along with the wind. If he gets the drift, then it will be very fascinating to see. The ball will come in through the air, and after pitching, if it goes out, the captain's thinking must be different. But if he's a leg spinner, and along with the wind, if he's going to get a drift and the ball dips in, and after pitching leaves the right hander, it will be very interesting to watch. The only thing is the bowler has to pitch the ball on the right length and line. The wind is definitely going to help him get a drift and dip. Let's see what happens. It is 42 for 4, 8.1 overs. Abhiram in his first over.
Alright, we have the second ball of the over, boundary to start the over, and now 91 required in 71 legal balls. So it's a good exciting run chase. Required run rate of 7.61 from here. 6 wickets in the bank for Knight Riders United, and it will be Abhiram, the leg spinner. He's got the conventional 5 fielders outside the circle. Second ball from the far end. Matthew Tromp on strike. Again it's short. This time it's played to covers. A misfield will result in a single. 5 of the first 2 balls. Not quite getting the length right so far, the leg spinner.
Absolutely. He's not showing signs of a man who's really in practice. Too early to say, but that is how the first 2 balls they have given an impression. Let's see, because leg spin is a very difficult art. The bowler takes some time to come into his groove, but still in a T20 game you are expected to be bang on right from ball 1. Let's see what happens. Next ball from Abhiram.
The left-hander on strike now, Ali Sheikh, and in comes the leg spinner. This time it's picked up beautifully. It's gone in the vacant region towards deep mid wicket. A glorious shot all the way for 6, and the perfect matchup here for the left-handed batter playing against the leg spinner. It was a tad short. We'll take a look at the replay when it comes up, but this over is certainly going to plan for the team. Let's take a look at the replay. Big shot, and it's gone all the way for 6. Beautifully done by the left-hander.
Yeah, this is full credit to the batsman. I won't say it was a bad delivery by the leg spinner. The batsman stood in his crease, went back into the crease in fact to get more space and hit it. Beautiful shot. The next one slightly flighted on the middle stump and driven to mid wicket. No run.
Yeah, it's 11 runs of 4 balls. The over has gone to plan for the batting team. The required run rate 7.32 from here. This time again picked up beautifully. It's gone towards the deep, but not quite timing it. Straight to the fielder, and it's a wicket. Well. Initially I thought he had timed it to perfection. Not quite. So the gamble paying off. The leg spinner picking up the wicket, as they say, wrist spinners in
Right.
T20 cricket. We see that here again.
Yeah, that's why you see leg spinners. They are in so much demand all over world. In IPL, in the Big Bash, they are going for leg spinners. In fact, many teams are playing with 2 leg spinners at a time. So first 4 balls not quite up to the mark. 5th ball on good length. The batsman tried to clear the ground, but unfortunately could not clear the ground. He had gauged the length of the delivery very well, but I think the shot lacked the strength, lacked the power, and went straight to deep square leg and into the lap of the fielder. So very easy dismissal against the run of play, because the batsman looked set against the leg spinner, but leg spinners are very tricky bowlers. What is coming up to the next ball, you never know. Just a good length and takes a wicket. So that is the magic of a leg spinner.
Yeah, and credit to the bowler and the captain. The field placement was perfect. The fielder didn't have to move there at deep backward square, and in the end a wicket against the run of play here for Samp Army. 49 for 5 now, and it's really looking difficult from here for Knight Riders United. It's not over yet. Like I mentioned, they do have some batters coming in, and 11 runs came of that over, but in the end a wicket. One more ball to go in this 9th over. 49 for 5. The current run rate is 5.55. Required run rate is mounting up now, close to 7.5. and now there will be two right-handers for the leg spinner as the final ball of the ninth over is coming up. Abhiram coming in. This is well bowled, leaving it outside the off stumps. So in the end, a good finish for the leg spinner. 9 done, 49 for 5. We have Usman Rafiq, who's walked in here for Knight Riders United. Usman Rafiq obviously has played some amazing knocks in minor league and many other tournaments, and this is his home ground. He plays for the local team Houston Hurricanes. In fact, the captain as well. He was the captain in minor league. He's led a lot of teams here, so he knows this ground very well, and that experience would come in handy. But this is a good contest, and we're going to have, looks like Nitish Kumar, who's going to come in to the attack. Nitish batted well today earlier in the day, and it would be two spinners now from both ends. So this would be a good contest. Matthew Tromp, he's played against Nitish Kumar. He knows the bowler, and Nitish Kumar, the experienced campaigner. I'm sure you have heard about him when you watched the T20 World Cup when he played for US.
Yeah. There will be a good battle, I hope.
He's coming right arm around to the right-handed Matthew, and the first ball of the 10th over here. This is a dot ball to start. The required run rate mounting up now. It's more than 7.5. Matthew batting on 12 of 10. Nitish Kumar to Matthew Trom, well bowled. This is not giving any room, nothing in the arc. This is very good bowling here by the experienced campaigner against the talented youngster Matthew. Nitish to Matthew here. This is again well bowled. This is good bowling experience seen
Excellent
here.
bowling, giving no space to the batsman whatsoever. No room to cut the ball, neither there is any room to play across the line, to sweep. So it's a very bowling without any flight, flat bowling. But I think that is the order of the day. He has decided that he will bowl all balls without any flight, and he's bowling in a haste. Every ball is followed by the next ball in a jiffy.
Yeah, he's rushing through his overs. In the end, this one, an inside edge away from the fielder at short fine, a couple of runs, just 2 runs of 5 balls. Nitish has been in this situation in different T20 tournaments, so this is almost like he's walking into familiar territory. As we have the final ball of the 10th over coming up here. Beautifully bowled, just a single on the leg side. 3 runs in the over here. 10 overs done, 52 for 5, Knight Riders United. It looks like it was a quick in between overs. There was no drinks, but here's a look at the Knight Riders batting scorecard. Noman Armour departed for 16, Lahiru Milanta 3 of 6, Joshua Trump 6 of 4 balls, and a couple other batters departing as well. As we see, Sushan Mudani, the big wicket, he was out on 0 of 4 balls, and we had the final wicket from the leg spinner in the previous over. Interestingly, after picking up the wicket, the leg spinner has been taken out from the attack, and we have fast bowler coming in now from the far end. It will be Matthew on strike. From here on, they need 81 in 10 overs. It's an exciting run chase, 5 wickets in hand. It is Heath Richards who's back into the attack. This is cut away, but there's a fielder there. Again, it's a dot ball bowling to his field, and Heath Richards in the middle of a good day here with the ball.
Absolutely, and bowling with a lot of pace, getting a lot of bounce from the wicket. So he's a difficult customer. The batsmen are facing real difficulty in facing him.
Yeah,
He
he's
looks
tall.
like Edo Brandis.
Yeah, he's tall
Nikhil.
and using it to his
Yeah.
advantage. Glided away from the keeper, and this one is going towards third man.
Okay, guided to the third man. After 10.2, it is 54 for 5.
So 54 for 5, required run rate of 8.07 from here. Heath Richards 2.2 overs, 2 for 7. And yeah, Dr. Patki, I'll ask a question after this ball. As we see Heath Richards coming in, he's bowling to Matthew Trom, batting on 17. This time dancing down the track, playing it away from the fielder at backward point. It's gone for 4, a handy boundary and a timely one here. A good shot in the end, and nicely done that by Matthew Trom.
It was a difficult shot to execute. The ball was uh, slightly short of length outside the off stump, but he sliced the ball beautifully between short third man and point. So he has these gaps in his mind, and according to the gaps, he placed the ball. So all credit to him.
Alright, we have Heath Richards continuing here, this time well bowled. Good comeback, it's a dot ball. Yeah, my question to you is, I mean, you're seeing cricket in US here. Obviously, this is a domestic tournament, the Houston Open. We have professionals like who are based in US playing this. But how surprised are you to see the seriousness of these tournaments? And we spoke about the facilities. I'll get your thoughts on that, because obviously you have seen that in the subcontinent, but this is
Yeah.
in US.
Yeah.
As we see Heath Richards coming in, this is beautifully picked up, but it's
Oh.
it's gone over the head of the fielder at deep mid wicket all the way for 6. A glorious shot this by Matthew Trom. He's really changing gears here. 1-4 in this over and a 6. Let's take a look at the replay when it comes up, but beautiful pickup shot this by the batter.
Absolutely. We are all in love with Shubman Gill, the manner in which he plays this particular pickup shot. That was slightly over pitch on the leg stump. This is very difficult shot to execute, where you have to use the pace of the ball. So he used the pace of the ball, used his wrists, and just the flick of the wrist, and the ball was sailing over the mid wicket. So it was such a pleasant sight to watch. Very easy on the eye, this Matthew player is.
Yeah, so I mean, my question for you, I mean, looking at this domestic tournament
Yeah.
and comparing, I'm not saying comparing it with subcontinent or India, but just seeing the seriousness and the interest. Your thoughts on that?
Nikhil, I'm personally not surprised, because I have been following the cricket culture in USA, the manner in which here the domestic players, they put in their efforts. They are so much passionate about the game. So when I came here and saw the infrastructure, I'm not at all surprised.
Alright, we have the final ball of the 11. This time it's short, pulled away in the gap between square leg and mid wicket. It will be just a single, not quite the timing Matthew Trom would have wanted. But 13 runs in that over, 11 done, 65 for 5. And the run chase is certainly on. We'll be back in a few seconds. Alright, so Matthew now batting on 28, and Heath Richards taken for 13 runs in that over. So it turned out to be a good over that for Knight Riders United. The required run rate has come down to 7.44. 9 overs to go, and we have an exciting run chase on hand over here.
Absolutely exciting. The only thing is, this particular wicket is very important, because once this falls, we'll go into the lower middle order and then the lower order, so it will be quite difficult chase. So bringing on leg spinner at a crucial juncture, it can be a master move by the captain.
Let's see what happens. Abhiram back into the attack. Shot outside the off stump. I don't think that's a wide because it was inside the wide line. Changing ends here for the leg spinner. That is where Nitish Kumar came in to bowl that one over. And probably the leg spinner Abhiram wanted to come from the highway end. So he's got that end here. He's given away 11 runs, picked up the wicket of Ali Sheikh in his first over. This is well bowled. 2 dot balls. So a good start from the other end here by Abhiram.
Absolutely. There is not much spin on offer from the wicket. So whatever uh, he's trying to bowl, he's trying to use the wind and the dip, because of he's getting with the wind. Nice ball outside the off stump.
This
Just
is top class bowling by the leg spinner.
absolutely.
I mean, we always talk about it, the impact and the importance of wrist spinners in T20 cricket, and we are seeing that yet again over here. He picked up 1 wicket, was a tad expensive in his first over. The second over he started with 3 dot balls, and something's got to give here. Tromp on strike. This time he's played it towards extra cover. The fielder coming in, and
Oh,
that is, I believe, a missed opportunity, and it's gone for 4. Well, it's all happening. He had to go for the big shot after 3 dot balls, and in the end, let's take a look at the replay.
yeah, most importantly, it was flighted delivery. The batsman exactly identified the length of the ball. It was very well thought out. The shot was very well thought out, but it went straight to deep extra cover. And once again, I think the direction of the wind, the blow of the wind changed, and because of that, he missed the catch.
Yeah, not easy to judge these catches with the breeze or the wind, and there was an example of that. But 4 runs in 4 balls and a boundary, a handy one for Matthew. He's batting on 32 now. Next ball of the over here. This is well bowled. Not quite giving it in the arc. In the end, just a dot ball. So 4 dot balls and 1 boundary so far. Final ball of the 12th over coming up. And it is Abhiram bowling from the highway end, and Matthew Tromp facing him here. So it is a dot ball to finish the over. 12 done, 69 for 5. Required run rate close to 8. We'll be back in a few seconds. So Dr. Patki, you are in the, like, you basically are in the media when it comes to cricket in India. You've I'm sure you've done some commentary there. So had you ever thought, like, when you'll be in US you will be doing commentary for a domestic tournament?
That's a good question. It's quite a surprise for me. It's a very pleasant surprise for me, because I'm into broadcasting, not into live commentary, but acting as a electronic media journalist. So this is a unique experience for me, but I'm enjoying this, every bit of this.
Yeah, and I must say, I'll get back after this ball, as we have the first ball of the next over. Shuja Naqvi back into the attack, outside the off stump, played towards point. It's just a single. Yeah, I must say, when I was growing up back in India, Dr. Patki used to follow club level cricket actively in Pune, and he used to see all the games besides domestic, international, everything. So he used to also go for the club level games. So he has a lot of knowledge and experience when it comes to the game of cricket. Besides being a professor, he's stuck to that passion, and we as students are trying to emulate that now. So just following your footsteps here, but it's good to have you here in the commentary box as we see the second ball. Shuja coming in. This is well bowled. It's a dot ball towards covers. But interestingly, when you say you have not done live commentary, that's also got to do with, because back then probably media and a lot of live commentary opportunities were lesser compared to probably now how it is with the local leagues coming in.
not like that. Basically, I'm into journalism, so I have to report to the channels. So rather than the next ball, the bowler in I'm really enjoying this stuff because the bowler is getting a nice shape towards the off stump from outside the off stump like a reverse swing. So it's very pleasant to watch. I would like to see the ball leaving the bat in the same way. The ball is coming in with a shape.
It's well bowled. I think he's wearing his pace nicely.
Yeah.
Shuja, like I said, I faced him. He usually gets the ball into the right-handed batters. This is his home ground as well. He practices a lot here at Prairie View. He's played for the Houston Hurricanes team. So using all that experience here when he's bowling in this pressure scenario for his team. As we see Knight Riders 71 for 5. The next ball. This time it's picked up beautifully over the head of long on. And it's gone all the way for 6. A glorious shot this by Usman. From these positions numerous times for his team. And let's take a look at the replay. This ball from Shuja coming into the right-handed batter, picked up beautifully, and the connection was perfect. What a shot.
Yeah, the bowler went once again for the in dipper. The ball is coming in through the air, but I think the batsman knew the length of the ball. It did not coming enough. At the same time, it did not land exactly in the area where the bowler wanted. So it became a cakewalk for the batsman. He threw his bat and through the line. Actually, the ball was hit, connected beautifully, and went over the long on for 6.
Yeah, I mean, this is a perfect shot at the right stage for the batting team. They have 77 runs, and the final ball of the 13th coming up here. This is again played beautifully, the extra cover drive, and it will be a couple of runs. So a good over this for Knight Riders United. They get 10 runs in the over, 13 done, 79 for 5, and we'll be back in a few seconds. Yeah, we had the we had the women's Open T20 tournament before this one. So there are a lot of tournaments that happen here at the Prairie View cricket fields, and to maintain the pitches and have them match ready, it's just a good job by the ground staff. We have another tournament coming up besides this one this week. So lot of cricket, it's all good to see for USA cricket, and Houston is one of the hubs.
Think that the American citizens are also getting involved in this. Not just the Asians, but the American citizens are also becoming very keen towards cricket. In fact, my Uber driver was asking me about how India is doing in cricket, and he also knew that India always holds an upper hand in international cricket. Next ball coming up by the right arm leg spinner. Beautiful length, but he saw the gap between mid-off and mid-on, and he hit it beautifully between mid-off and mid-on, and that's a boundary to Matthew.
Yeah, that's a glorious shot by Matthew Trom. This one played straight back past the bowler, and a boundary to start the first. Let's take a look at the replay. This ball picked up beautifully, and the umpire in the end ensuring the ball is not coming in his direction. 4 runs. Nicely done this by Matthew Trom. Second ball of the over here. Abhiram to Matthew. This time he's given himself some room, playing it away towards extra cover. A couple of runs, I would say. Good running this by Usman Rafiq. He's in the crease. 6 runs of the first 2 balls. The perfect start for the batting team. Abhiram, a tad expensive, the wrist spinner, 21 in 2.2. He has picked up 1 wicket. He changed ends, and so far it's a good start in this over for Matthew Tromp. He's moved on to 39 now. The required run rate has come down. Now it's 7.05, and we have an exciting run chase here. 5 wickets in hand. It's Abhiram to Matthew. This time dancing down the track, Matthew, and he's played it straight to long on. In fact, it's just a single. Initially I thought he's got the connection.
Matthew has decided to take all the chances. I think with just 6 overs remaining, and it seems that he has a lot of confidence in the lower middle order. So not only he's trying to play the orthodox cricketing shots, but he's mixing with some agricultural shots. And now he just wants runs on the board, nothing else. Beautifully bowled on the middle and leg stump, flicked towards mid-on. The bowler himself running and picking up, but a single conceded in the meanwhile. So it is 87 for 5.
87 for 5, 2 balls to go, and we do have some cloud cover. We see the ground stuff is ready, probably if there is some rain that comes, but I don't know if Duckworth Lewis is something that is in mind, but we'll see what happens. The 5th ball of the 14th coming up, 8 runs so far in this over. This is well bowled and flicked away on the leg side in the vacant region for another single. Matthew moves on to 41. And we have the final ball of the 14th over coming up now, 88 for 5. Knight Riders United, these two have put together an important partnership here after 5 wickets were down and Samp Army was on top. We have the final ball of the 14th. Abhiram coming in. This one is played. He tried to flick it, got an outside edge, a leading edge. Luckily for him, that went over covers. Usman Rafiq gets a single. 14 done, 89 for 5. 6 overs to go, and it's an exciting 6 overs coming up. We'll be back in a few seconds. You see there's water and probably a message from the dugout to both the batters. Maybe just to stay on and carry on. It's a good partnership.
Yeah, I think they have decided that Matthew will go after the bowling and Usman will play a perfect foil to him.
Right, so 14 overs, 89 for 5. And Usman Rafiq playing an important role here, showing his class, showing his experience. He played that big shot, he got the 6. He's batting on 11. Matthew Tromp on 41. And this is an exciting last 6 overs here at the beautiful Prairie View cricket fields. It will be the first ball. We're just waiting for the field to be set. First ball of the 15th coming up here. This is well bowled outside the off stump, beating the batter. A good start in this over here by the bowler.
Yeah, it will be not that easy to get 40-45 runs in the last 6 overs because there is a nip in the wicket. The ball is moving quite a bit with a shape coming in through the air. So it's not going to be easy. Matthew will have to take a lot of responsibility.
This is beautifully picked up and that's gone all the way for 6. Over the head of the fielder at long on. Usman Rafiq taking the attack to the opposition. His second 6 here, and that was nicely done. Just the sort of thing they would have wanted in this over. Second ball goes all the way for a 6. What a shot this.
Yeah, this is perfect pace to hit a ball over long on. It's a moderate pace. And the ball was at a perfect length to go through mid-wicket or mid-on. The bread and butter shot for all T20 batsmen these days. And played like that, the ball was sailing over mid-wicket and went for a 6.
Yeah, I think that was great anticipation by Usman. He knew it's going to be outside the off stump, so he ensured like he reaches that outside off mark and picking it up from outside off and hitting it to perfection over long on. 6 runs of the first 2 balls. The required run rate has dropped down to below 7 now. In fact, it's even Stevens with the current run rate and the required run rate. So it's more in favor of the batting team now. What a partnership this has been between both these batters, Matthew Tromp and Usman Rafiq.
The
Well,
fielding
well,
team is slightly looking jittery now. There is nervousness, and the resolve with which they were playing in the first 10-12 overs, that is slowly fading now.
third
Like,
ball of the over, Manoj to Usman. This time trying to play the big shot and missed in the end. A good comeback. This time not giving the ball in the arc, Manoj. These two came together when the score was 49. So from there on, these two have stitched together a partnership of 46 and in pretty good time. So handy partnership, and Usman Rafiq showing his experience. Six of the first three balls, fourth ball of the over coming up. A full toss flicked away towards mid wicket. It will be just a single, thinking about two, but not quite there. And it's been great to have you here, Dr. Patki, in the commentary box. Hope you enjoyed this stint, and hope you get to cover cricket in US until you are here in Houston.
thanks, Nikhil, for having me. Such a brilliant opportunity for me. I'm enjoying this. I will be watching throughout the day, taking some exclusive interviews before I leave. Thanks very much for the opportunity once again.
Thank you, Dr. Patki. As we see a single on the leg side, final ball of the 15th over coming up, 97 on the board, and it will be Manoj who will be bowling this ball. It will be Usman Rafiq on strike. Manoj 3 overs, so 2.5 overs, none for 20. Final ball of the 15th coming up here. Well bowled in the block hole, played towards covers. A single to finish the 15th. After 15, it's 98 for 5 and 34 to win in 5 overs from here. 5 wickets in hand, and we'll have a change in the commentary box. We'll be back in a few seconds.
Well, an interestingly poised game at the moment. 98 for 5 after 15. Required run rate is pretty even to the rate that they're going at. Change in the comm box as we have Faisal Shah and myself back in to take you through to the end of this game.
It's turned out to be a good contest at the halfway stage. One felt 132 would be light, but because of the heavy winds and overhead conditions, look at those worms, still hardly separable going into the last third of the game. But the advantage that Knight Riders have is that they have two set batters, and also they made good use of the impact sub, as they've got in Abdullah still waiting in the wings, who's replaced Raza Hassan at the halfway stage.
At one point, it looked like they were in some serious trouble with early wickets.
Yeah, when Ali Sheikh went, they were 5 down and they were looking down the barrel, but this has been a good partnership.
Heaved into the leg side, and this is going to go all the way. What an innings this is from the youngster Matthew Tromp, coming out and playing a very similar innings to Nitish Kumar, except he's coming at a very difficult time.
He's taken on the middle of the innings, batting in middle order. Batting has been difficult with the slightly older ball, but Matthew Tromp has really been terrific. That last strike, using his long levers, he clears the fence with ease. The wind, I have to say, is just mellowed down a little bit. It's not as hard as it was in the beginning of the game. This is the value of two set batters, and they've worked hard to get themselves into this position as the Knight Riders.
Cut away a little too short, a bit of width on offer as well. He moves closer to his half century. 49, now the top scorer in this game.
He had good company from Usman Rafiq as well. Like we said earlier, he's the player coach, added responsibility for the seasoned all-rounder from Houston. From Canada originally, I'm told.
Yeah, known him for quite some time. He's actually part of one of my courses not too long ago. And good to see a coach developing their skills while still actively playing. Again, a little too short. Able to get onto that back foot, allows for the arms to be freed as well. And excellent running this.
That is very good cricket, because that ball plugs in the outfield in that direction as Matthew Trump raises the bat for his 50. What a valuable innings this has been. Probably the match-winning one. He still has work to do, but he can take all his plaudits for the moment, because he's reached the half-century mark, and the one that his team really needed at that stage.
Excellent shot again. Not to be. Straight into the hands of the fielder in the deep. Didn't have to move an inch as he picked out the fielder. Difficult time to have lost a wicket right when they were just anchoring the ship home. And it's the danger man in Matthew Trump.
He cannot believe what he's done. He'd had to be dragged off the pitch. Slams the bat into the field. Because, like you just said, he found the fielder to perfection. On this gloomy, windy day, barely had to move the fielder. And with a little bit of misjudgment or a hint of it towards the end, still was able to catch the important ball from Matthew Trump to give his team a sniff back in the game. Trump walks off to a standing ovation. He's gone for 51, and it's 109 for 6.
How often do we see this? Batters get to that half century, they do all the hard work, and they throw it all away when they're so close to taking their team over the line. This is where that mental aspect comes in. This is where the maturity in cricket comes in. Where yes, you've gotten your half century, however, you're now in a place where you don't have to be as irrational with your shots. You're in a place where you could watch your team go home. Less than 6 runs needed in an over. Unnecessary to have played that shot at that time, knowing that there's a fielder there.
Yeah, absolutely. As I called in when he got to his 50, that he's got his team into a winning position, but the job was still remaining, and to let someone else to do it, he would be feeling gutted himself. And if the result goes pear-shaped from here, surely he will take some of the blame for that. But this is where the impact sub rule has come handy for the Knight Riders. Abdullah is in, and he's a prolific batter on this circuit. Usman Rafiq is already in the middle, so that's a good thing for the Knight Riders at the moment.
What are your thoughts on the impact player rule?
I mean, it certainly gives an extra dimension, and it is a tactical thing as well. It's not as straightforward as you think that you're playing 12 aside. No, you don't, because at the toss you still have to nominate your 11.
Off the mark as that's pushed down the ground for a single.
Yeah, so if you're looking to add a batter to your lineup and you happen to win the toss, then obviously that impact sub wouldn't come handy for you. Oh, this has gone off the edge. Will it clear the infield? Not quite. Taken by Khurram, and another wicket. Well, I said Abdullah's inclusion was handy for Knight Riders. It didn't prove to be, as he's grabbed a first ball duck here.
I'm at a loss of words here. This is extremely disappointing batting. When you've done all the hard yards, you've built a partnership, you got your team in a really good position. The impact sub, your job, you've still got to play to the scenario that you're in the game. This is not what the scenario. Knight Riders have really made a meal of this chase.
Yeah, back-to-back wickets in a run chase situation are never handy for the batting team, but fielding side will take a lot of heart from that, especially skipper Manoj Acharya, who brought himself back The wicket had fallen in the previous over. They needed to back it up with another one, and the skipper has done exactly that. And now you can see in the field there's a spring in their stride, and once again the Knight Riders are looking over their shoulder. And guess who has entered the fray? Skipper Jesse Singh.
We've got skipper and coach both out in the middle, taking some notes, mental notes. I'm sure they're going to have a team conversation at the end of this game, discuss.
So supposedly the
situations.
two wisest men, the coach and the captain. Cricket is a funny game though. What happens in the middle can be inexplicable at times.
It's always easier from the outside, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a very easy game to talk, but a very difficult game to play.
Good start as this is pushed for a single. He's off the mark, Jesse Singh.
Very calmly, just into the gap, and some sort of calm was needed. But now the pressure is shifted right back on Usman Rafiq, because he's the set man. I'm sure he realizes it's his job to see the chase through. How's he going to go about it? 21 needed, and still 21 deliveries. So run a ball at this stage. He shouldn't panic.
A run a ball in T20 cricket is nothing. Should be a cakewalk if they hold on to these wickets and they keep it simple. Low full toss. A slight misfield as well. It's going to allow for a single. That's all they really need. Rotate the strike. If there's a bad ball, put it away. Avoid the risks if they're not necessary.
So Manoj Acharya has got this strange field. It went through the hands of the short third, and I thought it's going for runs, but there's another regulation third man as well. So he's got a backward point, a short third, and a third man, and a man at deep point just in front of square. So he's clearly giving out to the batters that he's going to be bowling outside the off stump. This is a strange field. So 4 fielders literally on square or behind square. 2 on the fence and 2 inside the 30-yard circle.
And another comfortable single to round up the over. It's the end of 17. It's 114 for 7. Also the end of the spell for Manoj Acharya. Skipper, 26 runs, 1 wicket coming off his 4 overs. All in all, a fairly decent spell. He's done well.
Yeah, absolutely. He should be happy with his work for the day. They needed wickets up front. He couldn't come up with it, but they did make early inroads. So he built that pressure, which often is the case in cricket. You work in partnership, not just in batting but in bowling as well. But then he came back in this over and grabbed the all-important wicket of the impact sub to keep his side in the game, and they are well and truly in the game with only 3 wickets standing. Knight Riders, and especially this pair, will have to be very specific about how they want to get to that target. 18 needed of 18 balls. Again, run rate is not a problem, but the pressure of the situation and the conditions, blustery conditions, which side you want to hit the big hits, because now spin coming on from the far end and the straight hit will be into the wind, which obviously the fielding side would want.
I got the fielders set for it as well in long on and long off. It's Nitish Kumar coming in with the ball. Part of the run getters earlier on. Unfortunate to have not gotten to a half century. Fell short, just 2 runs away from that. He did bat beautifully to bring his side to a fairly comfortable position. And he'd love to get a breakthrough here. As this is misfielded, and they will come back. No, they won't. A bit of yes-no situation. In the end, they settle for 1. Jesse Singh, not a happy man. And I'd agree with him. That should have been 2.
He has every right to be, because the coach that you trained did a blind turn. He wasn't even looking and almost sold Jesse Singh, and he was furious. But that was not good from Usman Rafiq. He had no idea. When you're turning blind, when you're running between the wickets, you have no idea what the fielder is doing, and that's exactly was the case. But interesting enough, 3 sweepers on the onside on the boundary. This is a square leg, mid wicket and long on, and it's a difficult hit in that direction. Let's see what Jesse Singh is thinking, which side he want to go.
Jesse Singh is a very talented player, certainly a good bowler, but also very handy with the bat. Saw him get that big win against Bangladesh in the first game of the series last year that happened right here at Prairie View. Played a great knock with Corey Anderson at the time. Soft hands, and this is well placed. This should be 2 runs. Smart batting this.
Yeah, just using the pace. Nitesh is bowling with the wind. So it travelled all day long. It's travelled faster along the ground or in the air in that direction. So that was an easy 2. Making up for that dot earlier in the over to bring the equation back to run a ball.
Just a little too short. Worked into the leg side. Game fairly evenly poised. It's going to be very interesting to see which way this game goes. 6 runs needed and over.
I feel the next over will be very, very important, because that turned. Excellent length. Yeah, the next over will be very important, because the straight hit will be with the wind, as over number 18 concludes. 13 needed of 12 going into the final 2.
It's going to come down to wickets if you want to win this game for Samp Army. They need to try and get one of these 2 guys out. Problem is, Usman is set, and we know Jesse Singh can hit a long ball.
So the lengths will be very important there. Over number 19. Thank you. Sometimes it's termed as more important than over number 20. So the penultimate over is always very, very crucial. Who are they going for? Who's going to bowl that? Does it look Shuja Naqvi? He's known for his Yorkers. But if we want to do that pace on, if he errs in length and give anything in the batter's half, like I said, that straight hit is really what the batters will be eyeing for.
A lot of discussions out in the middle. Want to try and get that win early at the Houston Open. Of course, game number 1. There's another game going on just behind of where we are. But every game is going to be crucial. Can't afford to make too many mistakes. Can't afford to start the season off on a loss either. Next 2 teams ready to get going as well.
Well, on this field, Clarion Eagles will be taking on Atlanta Fire. Another mouth-watering contest with quite a few big names in both the teams. But we're not done with this one yet. Is there another twist in the tail?
Certainly taking some time to start this over as the fielders get moved around yet again. Short. Heave down the leg. Correction, down the ground. And it's going to be a single. Did I hear a bit of extra energy in Atlanta when you spoke about Atlanta playing next? I'm sure I
That's
heard
the
something.
natural bias. I don't try. But if you do get a little bit of it, I'll have to apologize for that in advance. But yeah, I come from Atlanta. I have great affection for that part of the world. I call it home, so it's just a bit natural. I mean, I won't make up. Try to be neutral as possible. Ooh.
Well, this has gone high up in the air. Should be taken, and it's been put down. Crucial moment, important wicket, and it could have been the difference between a win and a loss. Instead, it's a drop catch and a single.
Are we allowed to say that famous line, did he drop the match? Almost did, I think. Jesse Singh going deep into the crease, a little bit of extra bounce, and the catch was straightforward. This time Usman tries his hand, and same fielder. In fact, it's been moved around. Nasir got to the ball. Just a single though. This is going right down to the wire.
It's a singles competition, isn't it, at the moment? You'd expect these to be taken though. The fielders are there for this exact reason. Didn't have to move much, just had to get under it. And it went in and right back out.
Yeah, you can add everything, the wind, the grey skies, but they don't come much easier than that at this level. Went straight through his hands. He'll be gutted, absolutely disappointed with that, and so would be his teammates. Imagine that wicket, and they would have opened one end up, adding extra pressure on Usman.
That's going to be the end of Jesse Singh. The catch might have gone down earlier, but this time it's held on. Well done by the wicketkeeper. And Shuja finally gets the breakthrough. Jesse Singh's going to have to walk back for 4 of 7 deliveries. And could we see another twist in this tale? Still very tight to call. Not too many runs needed.
Yeah, Shuja Naqvi, what an inspired over this has been. A drop chance, but he really came running in hard, hit the hard lengths, knowing that the batters are going after him. And extra bounce. Jesse was swinging hard, got the edge, and Rahul Jariwala takes the catch. And look at the disappointment on the face of Jesse Singh as he walks away, and the game is still very much open with 10 needed and 2 wickets standing.
Jesse Singh trying to throw the kitchen sink at that one. And I think, again, when they go back and look at all the dismissals, they're going to question their shot selection at the moments that these wickets have fallen. Reading the situation, reading the scenario that you're in. Although I've got to say, there is no scoreboard out there for these players, so I'm not really sure how often it's being communicated as to the target, the number of deliveries left.
The official scorer is just hanging by where the players come out towards the dugout, so the information must be going through. But initially when we came on air, we talked about the quality of this tournament and the strength and depth of the teams. Yasir Mohammed is coming to bat at number 10, and he is very handy. Probably one of the better number 10s. Can he do the job for his side?
There's a bit of extra pace, an extra bounce. There's some certain zip from Shuja.
Yeah, that's been very impressive. Right arm over the wicket, angling across the left-hander, and that bounce that's been there on this pitch all day long. We haven't seen much seam movement. We've seen some movement in the air for the quicker men, but the bounce has been consistent throughout the day, and Shuja is making good use of that bounce.
This time a little bit slower, a bit of width on offer as well. Can't find the boundary. Slashed at it pretty hard. Yasir, he's off the mark. It's also the end of the 19th. Definitely coming down to the wire this game. It's 123 for 8.
Usman Rafiq throws his head back because he's lost strike now. 9 needed of the final over.
He's also been at the non-strikers for some time now, Usman, and that can really lose your concentration.
He faced the third ball of the over, and then he got himself off strike, and after that he won't see the strike at least for another delivery. But they would need a boundary at some stage in this over. The sooner the better for the batting side, but the longer it takes, the pressure will build. Looks like Heath Richards will be given the ball for the final over. Big, tall, strapping lad. Earlier on, he was able to get plenty of bounce when he dug the ball in the middle of the pitch. What will be the game plan? What angles he'll be working with?
You would still assume 9 runs, 6 deliveries is very doable in T20 cricket. We're talking about a slightly different surface. There's a very, very strong breeze out there. And we haven't really seen, apart from 2 batters, anyone else be able to dominate the bowling.
Yeah, absolutely, that's correct. And if we follow the pattern of this game, a 9-run over will be considered a very big over, because we haven't had many, apart from when Nitish Kumar was batting earlier and Trump a little sooner than that. And this is helped on its way. That's the boundary that they needed. Really a bad delivery, you'd have to say, too straight, and allowing Yasir to get underneath it and puts it away for a 6.
Well, you called it earlier. He's certainly handy with the bat. A bit too short, bit too straight, and helped all the way for 6. It's a maximum, and at a very important time. Pressure situation. He's just come out to bat in the middle, Yasir. He bowled exceptionally well in the first innings, and he might just turn out to be the hero for his side today.
Well, what a strike that was in the context of the game as well. Now you could just see the shots of the dugout for the Knight Riders. A lot relaxed now. Still the job is not done yet.
Using his feet down the ground. And it's going to be 2 runs. Scores are now level.
Well, he got lucky on that occasion, but he deserved all the luck because he was brave enough to charge Heath Richards. And now the scores are level with 4 deliveries to go. The margins have been so fine in this game. A bit of good luck or good fortune going either way could really have turned the result, but on the balance of it, Knight Riders, sitting with 1 needed of 4 deliveries, would feel that they deserve the victory.
Was this popped up and it's landed safely. That's going to be the game as well as they scamper across for a single. Samp Army disappointed with themselves. Might have an injury here as well. It's the last thing you want to see at the first game here at Houston Open 2025, and he looks to be in some serious pain.
He's clutching his hamstring. I thought he stumbled and went over his ankle, but he's in pain, but he's done the job for his side. And Knight Riders will hope that the kind of display that Yasir put up with the ball and with the bat in the end, he's ready enough for the next game. But for now, he's played a pivotal role in the victory for the Knight Riders United. They get over the line with 2 wickets standing and only 3 balls remaining.
I think when they look back, Samp Army, they'll realize they just didn't have enough runs. Not nearly as strong of a start from the Knight Riders. The opening batters not getting the start that they would have hoped for. Lahiru Milanta fell early for just 3. And Nauman Anwar handy with 18 runs. Single digits from there on until Matthew Tromp, who definitely changed the game and the momentum back to the Knight Riders side. A very good half century from the young man off just 39 deliveries, along with a couple of partnerships, but his partnership with Usman Rafiq probably the best one and probably the reason why they have ended up on the winning side of this contest.
They did good effort with the ball from the Samp Army. They defended the target of 132 manfully, took the game into the last over, took 8 wickets along the way. 2 wickets for Shuja Naqvi, who bowled a brilliant 19th over to keep the game alive. Heath Richards, 2 for 27 of his 3 went for runs. So did Abhiram as well, 2 for 36. He got the wickets but went for 36. And that will conclude the first game. Another mouth-watering clash coming your way. Atlanta Fire versus Clarion Eagles. That will be starting at 2 o'clock here local time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You make sure you stay tuned with us for that. If the first game is anything to go by, we are installed for plenty more entertainment. I hope you enjoyed our coverage, and we'll be back with the next game. Saying a very good bye to you for now, and thank you very much to our comms team and all our production team led by Omer and the comms team alongside me, Monali and Dr. Bhatt. We say goodbye to you for now, and we'll be back with the second game.